TV.
So with Fios, I get the best picture quality, the fastest internet, HBO and Cinemax free for 30 days, and a DVR free for a year.
Yes, 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 and yes.
Nice. What about you?
We've got, stuff also.
Cable just can't compare to Fios. Get Fios razor-sharp TV picture, the fastest internet and phone service for just $99.99 a month with a one-year agreement. Call 1-877-622-FIOS and get a multi-room DVR free for 1 year. Plus get HBO and Cinemax free for 30 days. This is Fios. This is big.
There you go. We're even now?
Still owe me $5. Double stacks are only 99 cents each.
Yeah, but look at that double stack. Got your 2 fresh, never frozen beef patties, cheese stacked up there. It's worth way more than 99 cents.
There's no double stack exchange rate.
So now you're an economist.
Wendy's Double Stack Cheeseburger is 99 cents that tastes like more. One of 3 way better 99-cent sandwiches on Wendy's Super Value menu.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
Trying to sell your car?
Yeah, but I want a straight answer on what it's worth. I've looked through these buyer's guides. I've gone online. They all give me a different price. Besides, none of them will buy my car.
CarMax will give you a free appraisal and will back up our number with an actual offer to buy. And you don't even have to buy a car from us. In fact, we've bought more than 1 million cars from people just like you. Sell your car to CarMax. CarMax, the way car buying should be.
Hampton Road's only News at 10 in high definition. See every detail in stunning clarity. Fox 43 News at 10, first in HD.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
'73-degree afternoon here in Landover, Maryland, as we get ready for the Washington Redskins and the St. Louis Rams. Redskins off to a 4-1 start under Jim Zorn. Their average margin of victory in their 4 wins, 5 points.
Doesn't matter. No style points in the NFL, and Jim Haslett is hoping to duplicate what Jim Zorn has done in his first 5 weeks of this season. He's gotten this team, the Redskins, to buy into everything that he is selling, and Jim Haslett is going to have to pull off that same feat for the St. Louis Rams.
The Redskins have won the coin toss for the first time this season. They will receive. Josh Brown will get things started for the winless St. Louis Rams, and we are underway. Kickoff taken at the goal line by Ron Cartwright. Cartwright across the 25. Down at the 27-yard line as Jason Campbell leads the Redskins offense out. 27-yard return by Cartwright.
One of the most impressive things that this group has done is respect the ball. I mean, they're unbelievable. No turnovers yet this season for this Redskins offense. A lot of that has to do with Jason Campbell and everything he's done. A little bit of luck goes in with that, and it's funny, Jim Zorn says, hey, don't give us too much credit. You know, we've had a couple of batted balls and a couple of tip passes that have fallen into the dead spots on the defense, but we hopefully can keep that thing going for a couple more weeks.
Redskins start with 3 wide receivers. The handoff to the NFL's second leading rusher over the first 5 weeks, Quentin Portis. Portis gains 4 out to the 31, setting up 2nd down and 6.
Now, one of the things I'm interested to see is a little bit of change in the style of defense the Rams are going to play today. With Jim Haslett, you expect aggressive, sometimes unconventional style of defense, and with Rick Venturi calling the defense, we're expecting to see a little bit more zone. They've got to protect their corners, Ron Bartell and Jason Kraft. In a very unique situation, they've got Corey Chavis back at the safety spot handling those communications. He's going to be sprinting back to the huddle to get that information out.
Campbell to the air for the first time on 2nd and 6, and the pass is caught by Santana Moss, who did not have a reception last Sunday in the victory in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but he handled it like a true professional. It's about winning football games, and Santana Moss had a big night against the Cowboys 2 weeks ago. There he is on the outside, little release, gets right to the inside, starts off with a catch early this game, having no catches last week at Philadelphia, but all he's worried about is winning football games. He had a great day blocking downfield for the other guys on the team.
3rd down and 1 with the fullback Sellers leading the way. This is Portis. There's a penalty marker in the defensive secondary as Portis was stopped short.
Twelve men participating on the defense. 5-yard penalty. First down. Moose, you talked about unorthodox, but they're doing whatever they can out there, huh?
That's a Jim Haslam. Let me see if I can sneak that 12th guy out there. They might not know. They might not see him. Can't have that. You just can't have that. It's inexcusable. A lot of change, but, you know, 12 guys on the field, come on. That's one of the reasons right there. You can't beat yourself, and I can't say enough about this Redskins offense. They do not do anything that beats themselves.
You had a look at both Haslett and defensive coordinator Rick Venturi. Movement prior to the snap.
Right on cue. John Jansen blowing my theory.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Thanks, John.
Jansen starting again today for the injured Stephon Heyer at right tackle. Now 1st and 15 for the Redskins from their own 36. Opening possession of the game. Antoine Randall in the slot. The give is to Portis. Clinton Portis, we mentioned, second leading rusher. 3rd in total yards from scrimmage in the NFL.
And what he's done in the second half of those games down in Dallas and up in Philadelphia really been the thing that has impressed me the most. And what Washington as an offense has done, you know, they're going for it on 4th down, they're grinding the clock. People aren't getting an opportunity to get back into the game because the 11 guys on the offense are functioning at a very, very high level.
The rookie Devin Thomas split to the right, 4 receiver set. 2nd down at 14. Campbell's pass deflected, and it's caught by James Thrash out of the 47-yard line. Jason Kraft brought him down after a gain of 10.
Good decision by Jason Campbell again, and there's a little bit of that luck, a little deflected pass, but it gets through, gets to the outside to Antoine Randall for the catch, or James Thrash, I'm sorry.
So Jason Campbell has hit on his first 2 pass attempts. 3rd down and 4. Campbell to Moss. He bobbles it and then drops it. Santana Moss unable to hold on.
Only 1 touch in the NFL, right, Goose? You got to pull it down in the first one.
If you can touch it, you can catch it. And I'll tell you what, the Washington Redskins are doing a great job of spreading out that defense. If you watch out there, the slants are open, wide open all day. They're going man-to-man outside, and you got to make that catch. That would have been a big play.
Yeah, Santana Moss, we've seen him a couple times on that opening job. Just great releases. He had Jason Kraft spun around on that one. Was wide open, just didn't finish it with the catch.
Ryan Mitchell is here today. As you saw, Mitchell holds the all-time NFL record, 13 return touchdowns. Hall just 1 behind. The rookie Durant Brooks, who has struggled. Terrific kick this time, and it takes a Redskins bounce all the way down to the 3-yard line.
And Dante Hall can't let that ball hit the ground. He's got to get up and fair catch it.
51-yard punt, Durant Brooks.
At Southwest Airlines, we don't charge fees on the first check bag or the second. At Southwest Airlines, we don't charge fees on window or aisle seats. At Southwest Airlines, we don't charge fees on curbside check-in. And at Southwest Airlines, we don't charge fees on phone reservations. At Southwest Airlines, we don't believe in charging for things that should be free. So book now at southwest.com. Low fares, no hidden fees.
This is how you enter the App Store. And this is how you browse over 1,000 new apps. And this is how you download one, right to your phone. And this is when you realize.
你可以推荐一个饭馆吗?
This is going to change everything.
Way to survive an accident is to avoid one altogether. The 2009 RX, offering 14 actively safe features.
It's the Yanks versus the Bama Boys, making beautiful music together.
The hole in the wall, make sure you don't fall.
Hole in the Wall, a A new hour Thursday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees.
Welcome back. St. Louis Rams on offense for the first time today. Mark Bulger back at quarterback. Trent Green started the last game against Buffalo. And Steven Jackson tripped up by the rookie who's played very well. 7th-round pick out of UCLA, Chris Horton.
Now, he has done a really, really nice job for the Washington Redskins on defense back there, holding down that safety position. Now, this offense has got some playmakers. I mean, look at these guys. Mark Bulger, Steven Jackson, Torrey Holt. Now, Torrey Holt is going to be moved throughout the formations. They're going to try and feature him, get him the ball more often. They've got talent on this offense, but it just has not come together yet this season.
Rams with 2 tight ends. 2nd and 9 from their own 4. Again, it's Jackson. He loses the football. And it's recovered by the Redskins. LaRon Landry.
Well, Moose, we talked about adversity. They don't get more adversity than right here.
Yeah, Goose, I think we all expected them to face some of it, but I don't think we thought it was going to happen within the first 4 minutes of the game. Just a little over 4 minutes into this game, a fumble down inside your 5-yard line. And it will be critical for this team to be able to respond to this. Even if Washington punches this in for 7 points, what we've seen in the past with the St. Louis Rams is all the emotion and all the air goes out of this team.
1st and goal from the 3. Portis to the end zone. Touchdown. Fifth touchdown of the season for Portis. 1 play after the fumble. Marcus Washington forced it, recovered by LaRon Landry. Portis into the end zone, squeeze him the extra point.
A couple of mistakes by St. Louis. They don't field the punt. The ball bounces down inside the 5. Steven Jackson puts it on the ground. Clinton Portis in for the touchdown.
Hey, what kind of light beer do you want?
It doesn't matter. They're all the same.
Whoa! All the same? Are they all as easy to drink as Bud Light? Isn't water from this hose easier to drink than water from this one? Isn't this bottle easier to drink from than this one? And wouldn't you agree that a raindrop is easier to drink than hail? Point is, there's a difference, and Bud Light has it. It's called drinkability, the just right taste that makes Bud Light so easy to drink. Bud Light, the difference is drinkability.
I love steak, man.
Enjoy your steaks, gentlemen.
Is this it?
You didn't order?
Valet's getting mine. I'm not a steak guy anymore, you know? Oh, there it is. Triple steak burrito. See, I'm more of a triple steak kind of guy.
Oh. Taco Bell's new triple steak burrito. Steak, steak, and more grilled marinated steak. There's steak night, then there's triple steak night.
Triple steak guys, that's what we are. In here.
This is not a dream. This is the world's first driver attention monitor. See how it works at Lexus.com.
Football legend Joe Montana guest stars.
Cool poster.
It's not a poster.
Ah!
On The Simpsons. All new 1 week from tonight on Fox.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
Capitalize on the Rams turnover following the good punt by Brooks. Rams pinned deep in their own territory. Steven Jackson fumbles on their second play. 7-0 Washington. Dante Hall on the return. Ball across the 30. So better field position this time for the Rams offense.
Anything was better than the last one. And here we go. Let's see what this offense is going to do. And Jim Haslett knows that this is a problem with this group. He told us on the season we have 219 plays. We've got 11 players on offense. That equals 2,409 opportunities for an individual play. Now, Steven Jackson just made a bad individual play. What are they going to do at this point? Are they going to be able to turn this around, or is it going to be like the Giants game and the Bills game, where late in those games against teams that were undefeated at the time, they folded like a lawn chair when adversity struck?
From the 31, they give it right back to Jackson, who gains a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Can I pass your phone number along to any youngsters who may be watching that need help with mathematics?
Absolutely. I got a couple of good math tricks I can show.
219 times 11, you knew it right off the top of your head.
I had my calculator out.
London Fletcher wears the communication device.
And a last-second change for the Redskins in the secondary. Sean Springs not getting the start today. Fred Smoot takes that job. And again, there's Chris Horton, who's just had a great start to the season.
Bulger's first pass attempt, he was looking for Torrey Holt.
And because of injuries to the wide receiver position right now for the St. Louis Rams, what they're going to do with Torrey Holt is move him throughout the formation. And we'll get into this in a little bit more depth and explain it to you. But he plays the X position, the split end, the position that's away from the tight end. So he has to cover up the line of scrimmage to have a legal formation. That means there's really not a lot of opportunity for him to motion in this offense. They're going to put him at different spots and try and give him more opportunities in the passing game.
Rams have to get to the 41. Bulger looking for Holt, nearly intercepted. LaRon Landry had it and then dropped it. It was Landry who recovered the Jackson fumble moments ago. He's still in search of his first regular season interception. He had a couple in the playoffs last year.
Well, you're looking for Torrey Holt to make some plays offensively. Here's a big one right here, because this is an interception by LaRon Landry. Watch number 30. He's going to jump the deep square, and it's a staple on this offense. Torrey Holt goes in, puts a little bit of a shoulder on him right at the point of that interception, and knocks that ball loose.
Donnie Jones punting for the first time. Taken out to 22 by Antoine Randall. Good coverage downfield, only a 1-yard return following the 46-yard punt by Jones. 7-0 Redskins early.
The best way to survive an accident is to avoid one altogether. The 2009 RX, offering 14 actively safe features.
So here we are in the 4th quarter. No time left, and the touchdown is under review.
Hey, guys, what do you think?
We're not ready to go yet. Is there any way you can send this thing into overtime?
No problem.
I don't know what he was looking at, but we're going into overtime.
Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be here.
This could finally end it. Oh, my.
Go the distance with an NFL team lamp and choose from thousands of other authentic NFL products, including these Believe in Zip hoodies, available at NFLshop.com and select retailers.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection, by the new AT&T, your world delivered, and by FedEx, your ultimate NFL air and ground player.
Derek Stanley elevated from the practice squad for his first real action this season, and they put him out at the gunner, and have fun. Find your way through there, come back in. LaRon Landry's waiting for him. Now, he just dropped an interception, right? He's not real happy at this time, so I'm going to give you a little bit more right there.
A little bit different than the practice squad being on this field right now.
Derek perhaps wishing that he was not able to make it back from the Redskins sideline onto the field. Redskins leading 7-0. 1st and 10 from their own 22. Campbell looking for Thrash. Ron Bartell on the coverage.
Jason Campbell threw that ball. I mean, he was covered pretty well. A little down on the field right now.
Ron Bartell is down, Tony, right now. And this is a secondary for the St. Louis Rams that's already pretty beat up. We've seen a little bit more man-to-man than we thought we were going to get because of the situation at cornerback. We thought that they'd try and protect those guys with some zone coverage, but we've seen a little bit more of the man-to-man to start this game. We'll have to see if this changes with Ron. Good to see him up and making his way to the other side of the field.
Ron Bartell out of Howard University in Washington, D.C.
This is not a dream. This is the world's first driver attention monitor. See how it works at Lexus.com.
Everyone, today we move forward. Because today, I give you push to talk.
Boss, we already have push to talk.
These came with holsters. Yeah, well, we switched to Verizon Wireless. And this comes with this.
Whoa. That's better than a holster.
Upgrade today to the only push-to-talk that comes with a network. Activate push-to-talk on 5 or more business lines to get this great deal. Verizon Wireless.
They're here.
No, they're not here. We forgot to switch to DirecTV, so we're stuck watching cable.
Get 3 times more HD channels than cable.
On DVD today.
Rock and roll!
The summer's biggest blast is now the DVD event of the year.
Not bad, huh?
Iron Man. Own it on 2-disc DVD and Blu-ray today.
Redemption, Sunday, November 23rd on Fox.
Ron Bartell, the injured Ram on the left, replaced by number 20, Jonathan Wade.
He just drew Santana Moss on the outside. Looks like he's got a little bit of help over the top from the safety.
2nd and 10, Portis. Portis gains 3 to the 25. Will Witherspoon made the tackle. 3rd down and 7 upcoming.
But that was one of the interesting things about talking to Jim Zorn is when you have an opportunity, hey, the Rams are, they're questioning what this team is going to be. Do you come out and try and throw that knockout punch right away? They get a situation right there. They've got an injury. They get a guy manned up with Santana Moss on the new player on the field. But he's not going to do anything crazy. He's already made his mark as an aggressive play caller, but he does it in a way that's smart. He does not want to do something that puts his offense in a bad situation. And he referenced that Indianapolis-Houston game last week and how quickly a game can change in the NFL.
Campbell in trouble. Down he goes. On 3rd and 7, Campbell sacked by the former Carolina Panther and Chicago Bear, Ricky Manning Jr.
And Goose, I know you're impressed by Jason Campbell and his ability to hold on to the ball in the pocket. Blindside hit. He's got the ball away from his body, but his big hands squeeze that thing so tight it just doesn't come out. It's amazing. Ricky Manning Jr. actually swatting at it, too.
Tell you what, Ricky Manning did a great job of coming underneath the tackle on that and getting to him.
Wobbly punt, 2nd punt by Brooks. Takes a bit of a Redskins roll and comes to a stop at the 39.
He's going to have a heck of a net right now, but there's no style to these punts by Durant Brooks.
Coach, he took my last Colt Coors Light.
That's when you're going to have a psychological letdown.
Hey, Coach, what do you think of this vented wide-mouth can?
I'm very pleased that anything that might come out of it would be a positive thing.
Hey, Coach, in one word, what makes the vented can special?
The flow, F-L-O-W.
The vented wide-mouth can. It lets in air for a smooth, refreshing pour.
Coach, it says here that too much hairspray makes your follicles dry and brittle.
Well, that would be the big concern that I would have.
Yeah, well, it really should. Okay.
And yeah, with this GE profile, you get smart dispense technology, H-tuition weight sensors, and it's Energy Star rated. And I'm thinking you might like the color. Yeah.
More brands than anyone, and the one most perfect for you. Get 15% cash back on appliances and floor care, plus a whole lot more. See Sears.com. Sears Blue Appliance Group. Appliance is our middle name. No, really, it is.
Fox Tuesday. The man who made House who he is gone.
Your dad died?
House, call your mom.
What are you, my mom? Will House be able to cope? Didn't even like the man.
If there's anything I can do.
You're right. I don't think I can sleep alone tonight. And will facing the truth
I don't care that you didn't like him.
push House to reveal a secret he's been keeping for 40 years? Don't do this. All new House. Viewer discretion advised. Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
14 if you care to nitpick. And Randy Moss torches.
When all you want is to never miss a highlight. The best online highlights are on NFL.com.
Manny and the Dodgers look to get back in the series against the Phillies. NLC Game 3 tonight following football on Fox.
New head coach Jim Haslett counting with rookie Manning Jr., whose sack of Jason Campbell moments ago led to a Redskins punt. Now the Rams start from their own 38. And some trickery. The end around to Donnie Avery. Nowhere to go. Lost the football, but it bounced out of bounds.
I like that call, Moose. You got to take some shots, go and give them some different things that they haven't seen before on the outside.
Absolutely, and Donnie Avery is one of the guys that they want to get the football to. He's got that breakaway speed, and it's not just the passing game. Try and sneak it in on a reverse. Marcus Washington is the guy who makes the play, forces him to lose ground right there, and then there he is, Chris Hort. Boy, I tell you what, a 7th-round draft pick, what a steal this kid has been.
Defensive player of the month in September. And there's Avery who makes the catch out at midfield. Bulger's first completion for a gain of 17 and a Rams first down.
You talk about a rhythm quarterback, Mark Bulger, and it happens a lot, Goose. How many times we talk to a defensive coordinator or one of the coaches and they say, we can't let this guy get into a rhythm. Mark Bulger may be the epitome of that style of defending a quarterback.
Yeah, he just gets better and better as the game goes on. It's like gaining confidence with the reception.
First and 10 from midfield, Steven Jackson. Jackson pushing the pile down to the 47, gain of 3. And when we talked to Jim Haslett yesterday, he emphasized that Avery would be one of the 3 guys that he would try and get the ball to frequently, along with Steven Jackson and Torrey Holt. But Avery is shaken up.
Yeah, Avery is shaken up. He's on the side. We really haven't seen, Torrey Holt be a big part of it right now. It looks like who they really want to lean on is Steven Jackson.
Dante Hall on the field has a wide out. Bulger steps up and then throws it away.
Almost looked like they wanted to run a screen on that play.
It was the bubble screen, but they do it with the big play down the sideline. You come out, pump that bubble screen, but you release the blocker down the field and try and hit a big play.
Holding, 60. Offense, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
That's the center, Nick Leckie.
One of the plays that's become popular in the NFL is that quick little bubble screen. Get it to one of your fast guys on the outside. Now what they're going to do is one of these guys will go down and block. Okay, here comes Dante Hall back. Now you release Torrey Holt down the field. You set it up like he's going to block, but you send him down the field and try and hit the big play. So like you said, Goose, they're pulling out some stops with a reverse and a shot down the field.
Empty backfield, low snap. Bulger gets rid of it, and the catch is made at the 42-yard line by the tight end, Joe Kloffenstein. Rams placed their starting tight end, Randy McMichael, on injured reserve this week. Second reception of the season for Kloffenstein.
Mark Bulger gets a terrible snap, got to go down, pull it off the turf, does a good job of maintaining his composure. And what the Redskins are going to have to do, they're going to have to get better push into his face to get Mark Bulger out of rhythm. What you want to do is not allow him to step up. On that play, some pressure from the outside, but a nice pocket for him to step up into and make that throw.
3rd and a long 2. Bulger, quick release, caught by Holt. And Torrey Holt has a first down at the 38-yard line. Carlos Rogers thought he had him back at the 41, but good second effort by Holt, and the Rams move the chains.
Well, up until this point, it's been a nice response by the St. Louis Rams after that early miscue to give Washington an easy 7 points. Their defense has come out, played well. Now their offense is on the field, got some decent field position on a punt by Durant Brooks. Not a great punt again. They get some decent field position moving their way down the field.
Rams used their first timeout as they were late shuffling personnel in and out. So Bulger to the sidelines. He's completed his last 3 pass attempts. Rams on the move, trailing the Redskins by 7.
I'm gonna grab a light beer. You want one?
Nah, beer fills me up.
Hang on. Fills you up? Really? 2 hours of shoving pizza in your pie hole? Fills you up. Face full of dough and an armful of rocks. Fill you up. Polish sausage, Italian beef, Swedish meatballs, and the rest of the world tour here fills you up. But I'll tell you what doesn't fill you up. Bud Light. Because it has ability. That just right taste that won't fill you up. Bud Light. The difference is drinkability. They're here.
No, honey, they're not here. We forgot to switch to DirecTV. So instead of watching our favorite channels in HD, we're stuck watching cable. Forgetting to switch to DirecTV? Yeah, that's going to come back to haunt me.
Get 3 times more HD channels than cable. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Our embassy in Sangala just got word of an imminent coup.
Soldiers stealing our children.
It is his country, but I'm paying for it.
Our involvement could avert a genocide.
Be careful, Madam President. You're gonna need my help.
24 Redemption, a 2-hour television event, Sunday, November 23rd on Fox.
Welcome back. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Rams looking for their first win of the season. They've lost their first 4 games by an average of 26 points. Trailing the 4-1 Redskins by 7. Johnny Avery has returned. Good news for the Rams. He's in the slot. Holt split to the right. Rams have scored only 4 touchdowns all season. A quick screen to Avery. And he's met initially by Fred Smoot. Gain of just 1 on the play.
They were not able to get anybody to the outside to block Fred Smoot. Torrey Holt releases down the field to get one of the defenders, but Donnie Avery's going to have to make somebody miss in space.
And Fred Smoot is not a guy that misses very often either, Moose. Out in the open space, that guy can go and make some beautiful plays.
Jason Taylor on the field for the Redskins. Did not start the game. Missed the last 2 with a calf injury. Steven Jackson. Jackson down to the 33 as we check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt, what's going on with the Colts and the Ravens?
Well, I know that you know, Kenny, that the Colts are still looking for their first win pre or regular season at their new stadium. Here's one way to do it. Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison hooking up again. 67-yard score. They take the early lead there against the Ravens in the new stadium. And by the way, Joseph Adai, injured hamstring, doubtful to return in that one.
All right, thanks, Kurt. So the Colts with the lead over Tony's former club.
Chris McAllister struggling there, guys.
We're down at 5. Rams have to get to the 28. Pass intended for Holt. Incomplete.
There's that slant play again, Moose, that we saw with Torrey Holt. If they go one-on-one and man protection on this, we're going to see this all day. Watch, Torrey just goes, looks right inside, Boom, he makes that play, it's first down. I'm really surprised they're playing him man-on-man like that.
Well, it was the throw by Mark Bulger. That time it's too far out in front. It's a little bit low. Torrey Holt is saying, I need it up in my body. I don't think he's taking the blame on that one. He wants it up in his chest so he can make that catch in front of Carlos Rogers.
Guys, a 51-yard attempt. Josh Brown has hit twice from 54 this season. 51-yard attempt. Off the upright and over.
Standing right underneath that one. That would have been good from 60, it looked like. He went halfway up the upright on that one.
So Brown connects for the third time this season from beyond 50. And the Rams are on the scoreboard.
Little bank shot, Goose.
Yeah, that was nice, Goose.
So Josh Brown brought over by the Rams after 5 terrific seasons in Seattle. Redskins lead is now 7-3 with 4:01 remaining in quarter number 1.
Well, this is a Rams team that has really struggled this season, but they were in the game in the fourth quarter against the New York Giants earlier this year. They were in the game late in the third quarter against the Buffalo Bills, both undefeated teams at the time. But the adversity late in the game was something they couldn't overcome. Today, adversity very early in the game, just a little over 4 minutes in. They have a fumble inside their 5-yard line, give Washington an easy 7. They've kind of steadied that ship. A nice little drive right there. A nice series between the St. Louis defense, their punt cover or their punt return team to get them some decent field position, and the offense goes down and gets 3 points.
Rams have scored only 10 first quarter points all season in 5 games. Cartwright 4 yards deep in the end zone. Cartwright stopped shy of the 20-yard line. 22-yard return. Jason Campbell and the Redskins back on offense with a 7-3 lead.
If there's one thing that you've seen with this Redskin team, that they've gotten off to some slow starts against Dallas and Philadelphia. Tremendous wins on the road within the division, but the impressive thing is the way they hung in there and came back and controlled the game in the second half. I think one of the things that Jim Zorn would have liked to see his team do is be able to match that quick start that they got on that easy drive with Clinton Portis with some more productivity offensively.
Campbell pump fakes and then hits Portis out of the backfield, and Clinton Portis picks up the first down. Out to the 31-yard line. Forced down by Jason Kraft after a gain of 14.
Well, Jason Campbell's had so many new things thrown at him. Watch Clinton Portis on the swing, but watch Jason Campbell. He's got a new coach. He's got a new offense he has to learn. He's got more responsibility in the huddle as the quarterback. But I asked him, I said, what do you think is the biggest thing that you've improved at? He says, getting through my progression, being able to find that guy down the ladder to get some positive plays. A great example right there with the pass to Clinton Portis out of the backfield.
Off the fake to Portis. Campbell, Moss. Santana Moss makes the catch for another first down. Gain of 17 out to the 49-yard line.
A lot of weapons on this offense, Goose. We've seen him work. Santana has a big day in Dallas, but it was Clinton Portis in the running game in Philly. A lot of ways to beat you.
Portis running right into Rams territory. Gain of 5 down to the St. Louis 46. Pisatino Isamoa made the tackle.
You know, Moose, down here on the field, very patient, the Washington Redskins. I wasn't anticipating this at all. I thought they would come out, try to get up on the Rams early, try to go for some big plays, knock that confidence out of them. I mean, the progression down here, they're very, they get to the line of scrimmage. I mean, it's very methodical. Not what I anticipated.
3 wide receivers. Randall L in the slot. Second down and 5. Campbell backpedaling. Ducks it off to the tight end, Cooley. He drags Tino Isamoa all the way down to the 42-yard line. Gain of 4. Stopped a yard shy of the marker.
I think just this offense, Tony, has kind of followed the personality that Jim Zorn has. Last week in Philly, they're down 14, and sometimes you see some coaches panic a little bit. They deviate from the game plan, and he's not going to do that. He's going to come out. He's going to run Clinton Portis. He's going to throw shallow to Chris Cooley underneath. You know, they've come in with a way to challenge this Rams defense to score points, and just because things aren't firing on all cylinders, he's not going to reach into the trick bag.
First carry today for Missouri native Liddell Betts. And Betts picks up a first down, taking it to the Rams' 40-yard line. Redskins shuffle personnel. They send in Antoine Randall, Devin Thomas. Clock winding down in this first quarter. Redskins scored their earlier touchdown following a fumble by Steven Jackson. Redskins took over on the Rams 3 and scored on the next play. Campbell for Cooley. Cooley stays on his feet, and then he loses the football. The Rams say they have it, and they do. It's the first turnover by the Redskins offense this season.
Chris Cooley trying to get some extra yards and actually changed from one hand where he was holding the ball, tried to move the ball to the other hand. That's where I think he lost it, Moose.
He's coming into the middle of the field. He's just got a lot of people pulling on it. Oshimago Atugwe is the guy that gets it out. You get back into the middle of the field, those guys are going to go after the ball. Corey Chavis has kind of got Chris Cooley's progress slowed down. The next guy in is going to go after the football.
So the Redskins on their 344th offensive play turn the ball over for the first time.
And still an impressive run to start the season.
From the 28, Jackson. Not much.
Jackson. The ball, loss of one on the play. This is second down and 11.
Nobody feels worse than Chris Cooley right now, too. That's something, as a group, you take a lot of pride in.
Bulger, pump fake, draw Steven Jackson. Jackson out to the 35, and that should take us to the end of the first quarter as Jackson gains 8. So the St. Louis Rams in their first game under new head coach Jim Haslett fell behind early following a turnover, but now the Rams look to capitalize on the first Redskins offensive turnover of the season. Redskins leading the Rams 7-3. Fox NFL Sunday will return after these messages from your local Fox station.
On taxes, who's on your side? John McCain pledges hundreds of billions in corporate tax breaks, billions for oil companies. But for 100 million households, nothing. And McCain's health plan would tax benefits for the first time ever, meaning higher income taxes for millions. Barack Obama, no tax hikes on any families earning less than $250,000, and 3 times as much middle-class tax relief as McCain for the change we need.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
Unexpected happens, they're the ones to call.
You're not going to accidentally fry one of those pigeons.
Stranger things have happened. That's his motto. Fringe. Viewer discretion advised. All new After House Tuesday on Fox.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Next, TMZ. The best player to have on your fantasy football team is Kim K. She's been doing something the Saints coach wants her to do more of.
The coach actually hugged her.
Next, TMZ.
Monday at 6 on Fox 43.
There have been some rumors floating around the building. I just want you to know that personally, I don't believe them at all right?
Thanks. What kind of rumors?
It's crazy talk about you bringing in over 100 HD channels.
That's actually true. It's true. Can I have my hand back?
Oh, yeah. Move over, cable. Verizon Fios is here with over 100 HD channels coming soon. This is Fios. This is big.
The special interests are at it again. First, oil companies and high gas prices. The insurance industry. Now, Wall Street.
Thelma Drake voted to give big oil billions of dollars. She voted to give the insurance industry billions more in Medicare money. And Thelma Drake wants to give even more tax breaks to Wall Street. We've had enough push economics. It's time to put the middle class first again. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Peter goes to England to play football.
I'm Peter Griffin. I'm your new player. This is our team.
If you marry me, I'll dig for you and break for you. If you marry me, I'll scrub for you and bake for you.
Next, Family Guy. Monday at 7 on Fox 43.
First play of the second quarter. Redskins lead the Rams 7-3. Third down and 3. Bulger out of the shotgun. Lobs it up for Jackson, who makes the catch. For Rams, first down. Nice touch by Bulger, and Jackson gains 15.
Well, here's an offensive coordinator watching a lot of film and figuring out where he gets a matchup. He's going to get a matchup with Steven Jackson on a defensive lineman. You can't ask for anything better than that. Chris Wilson has got to cover Steven Jackson coming out of the backfield. Now, that's film study by Al Saunders to do a motion to get them into a situation to create that matchup. He knew exactly what he was going to get in that third and medium.
Al Saunders called the plays here in Washington the last 2 seasons. Jackson up the middle, found a hole as a penalty marker as Jackson picks up 6.
Holding, 76, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
That's on the left tackle, the 7-time Pro Bowler, Orlando Pace.
You know, Moose, we talked about it during the commercial about my feeling down here. I just think, I'm looking at both sidelines right now. The Washington Redskins sideline looks like that's the team that's deflated. I don't agree offensively what they're trying to do. I think they need to go and take shots down the field. And I told you, you know, when you play this game and a guy is lacking confidence, you go after him. Somebody once told me there's no reason why you don't kill a fly with a sledgehammer. Go after him. Go after him. That's not what we're seeing from the Redskins right now, and I think it's going to hurt him in the long run.
Instead, it's the Rams who have a chance to take the lead following the Cooley turnover. Inside handoff, Travis Minor. Minor out to the 48-yard line.
We've talked about, you know, kind of that patient approach, and over the last 2 weeks in Dallas and in Philadelphia, it's a different dynamic than what you have with the St. Louis Rams at home on your field. This is a team that has had a tremendous amount of adversity over the last 2 seasons, not just this year, but, I mean, they started out 0-8 last year. So you want them to keep doubting what they're able to do. The longer you keep St. Louis within striking distance, the more difficult it will be to knock them out in the end.
And they will gain confidence if you let them hang in there.
Another low snap. And Bulger's pass is caught by Minor, but he loses 3 yards.
These low snaps we saw to Mark Bulger, this is so big right now. If you look, watch his helmet. He has to find the ball. His eyes cannot be downfield to keep an eye on his receivers. And like Moose said, it's a timing offense. He needs to go and have the timing with the receiver, know where he is. And when you have bad snaps like that, he has no clue. That was a nice job of him getting the ball out there, but they need to get these snaps fixed.
Low snaps affecting Bulger's timing. Third down and 18. Rams have to get to the Redskins 40. Better snap this time. Bulger over the middle. Jackson was looking the other way, thinking about running before he caught the football.
Just a lot of little things. Just a lot of little things. The lack of attention to detail with the St. Louis Rams right now. Drop passes, bad snaps that Tony talked about. The penalties that they've had on first down, putting them in 1st and 15, 1st and 20. This team cannot be in those situations. They've got to play virtually air-free to be able to be in this game. And Goose, we'll see what this Redskin offense does on this next series. See if they follow your information.
Johnny Jones put a little too much on it. 54-yard punt, a net of 34. Portis, Campbell, Moss, and the Redskins offense in under 2 minutes.
The new 375 horsepower Hyundai Genesis has a more effective braking performance than the BMW 550i. so you can avoid the obstacles you expect. It also has an extraordinary system of safety features, so you can deal with the ones you don't. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
Ciao.
Ciao. Papà, dove vai oggi?
In America.
Antonio, dove vai?
In America. Antonio, dove vai oggi? In America.
In America. No.
Do it.
You guys. Good evening, New York.
Meeting face to face without traveling place to place.
Let's start. I need to be in China in 20 minutes.
That's the human network effect. Cisco, welcome to the human network.
In 1 week, animation domination is all new, all night long.
Oh, wonderful.
The Simpsons see double with the biggest identity switch ever.
You look like a dorky version of me. And you look like a dim-witted version of me.
Then, after King of the Hill, Family Guy's time travel could change history.
How's it going, Mr. Hitler? It's a dog-eat-dog Reich, and I'm wearing bacon pants.
Followed by American Dad.
Me? Wow.
It all starts at 7/6 Central 1 week from tonight on Fox.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by State Farm, proud sponsor of the NFL and the best day of the week, by the new Hyundai Genesis. It all starts with this. And by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
Well, Jim Haslett took over 13 days ago, and he told us yesterday, guys, it's going to be hard to fix everything in 3 months, but I told the team, don't be uptight and have fun on Sunday.
Yeah, I think he's already made some changes. He's trying to get this thing pointed in the right direction. Morty is trying to get it fixed in his first couple of weeks, and I think his personality and his tempo of practice were some of the big changes.
Liddell Betts with a 13-yard scamper, a Redskins first down.
You forget about a guy like Liddell Betts on this Redskin team. You've got Clinton Portis and everything that he's done, but be able to get Clinton a rest for a couple of snaps and then put Liddell Betts in. He's a great receiver out of the backfield. Again, another downhill runner, tough physical guy. The Redskins can throw a lot of skill players at you to challenge your defense.
3 wide receivers, 1st and 10 from the 33. Off the play fake. Campbell looking to set up the screen to Betts, but Will Witherspoon was right there to break things up.
Will Witherspoon had a great sense of where that ball was going. The Betts goes and jumps right on it. I mean, he gets a great break on the ball. He sees him laying down. He sits on it and just waits. Players like that right there, you don't want to even throw that ball because you get a really good linebacker who goes and cut a guy off. That's when you can get a big pick.
Second and 10 to a wide open Randall L for a Redskins first down. Out at midfield, he gained 17 as we check in with Kurt. What's going on, Kurt, with the Raiders and the Saints?
Well, it's Reggie Bush, just like Monday night, except this time he's doing it from scrimmage, 3-yard run. And the Saints lead the Raiders 7-3. I just thought maybe Moose would want to know how his former Raider team was doing. Everybody talks about him in the Cowboys. Nobody mentions him in Oakland. I wonder why.
I didn't last there very long.
Anything you want to tell us?
How long? We'll get back. There was a big trade my rookie year. They took. I won't get into it after this.
Del Betts, and he's hit for a loss while the strong safety Corey Chavis.
Steve Wisniewski is still mad at me. The guard from Penn State, you know, out our year, yep. Goose. He got drafted by. I can't even think of how the dynamic was. I think he got drafted by. My pick was traded to the Cowboys, and the Cowboys used that pick to get me when it should have been Steve Wisniewski felt it should have been his guy, you know, him in Dallas. So every time I see him, he's like, you know, how are my Super Bowl rings doing? And I'm like, oh, they're doing good. They're doing good. But
so you could have worn silver and black, is what you're telling us.
Yeah.
Second and 12. Randall L took a hard hit from Jason Kraft. So Campbell's pass incomplete. And a 3rd and 12 coming up for the Redskins.
Some more evidence that this this Rams team, there might be a little bit different mentality out there in the field, Goose.
I'll tell you what, you let them hang around and they will come and bite you. I'll tell you, just looking at their sideline, they look like they're into the game. They're not deflated at all. They've handled some adversity very well. I like what they're doing right now defensively. They're making some plays. You just can't let the big play happen. That's what will collapse them.
Redskins have to get to the Rams 39. Short pass. Down the sideline, Betts. And it looks like he was knocked out of bounds just shy of the first down marker. Needed 12, he gained 11 and a half.
Well, we know that Jim Zorn's not afraid to go for it on 4th down. You've got to know who's coming out of the backfield. That's Liddell Betts. We just talked about him being downhill, being physical. You can't come up and throw a shoulder at him in the flat. You got to come up and make a tackle. Too many times we see defenders want to come up and just put a big hit on somebody and not use the right technique.
Jim Zorn wants a timeout. Did not feel he had the right personnel on the field. So when we come back, 4th and inches for the Washington Redskins.
Okay, Tommy, beep. Hey, Nancy's phone. Nancy doesn't have AT&T, so no bars here. Yeah, we're not getting the call about how Freddy the Fun-Loving Dinosaurs costume was damaged. Apparently, they're sending T-Rex. Yeah, we missed that call. Yay, memories.
For the best coverage, switch to AT&T. More bars in more places. Get our exclusive LG Shine for only $49.99 and get one free.
The all-new 375 horsepower Hyundai Genesis can accelerate from 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds, which means if it starts now, it will reach 60 miles an hour now. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
Right now, lease an all-new Hyundai Genesis for only $399 a month.
Hey, Mr. Sunlight, gonna outshine your bright. It's just the beginning of a happy go fun day. Happy go fun day. I'm feeling kinda Sunday. Sunday. Feeling kinda Sunday. Sunday. Feeling kinda Sunday.
I'm so there.
When you're there, State Farm's there for the best day of the week.
This Tuesday, get all the action.
Go, go, go!
Excitement.
Don't want to go that way.
And adventure with Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Own it on DVD and Blu-ray this Tuesday.
Detail earlier in the game, here it is again. Jason Kraft, an opportunity to make a tackle and have it be 4th and 11 at the 50-yard line. But he comes up and he just tries to take a big hit at Liddell Betts and allows him to get back down the field. Now it's 4th and inches. This defense should be on the sideline and the punt return team should be on the field. Fundamental technique.
Betts gaining 10 extra yards after the initial contact by Kraft. Hornets. It will depend on the spot.
Pretty good effort by that Rams defense right there, Tony.
I'll tell you what, Clifton Ryan did a great job of taking 2 guys on, splitting the double. I mean, he didn't make the tackle, but he tied 2 guys up and left those linebackers wide open to make a play.
First down. By the nose of the football. So now how big were those 10 extra yards picked up by Liddell Betts?
It's huge. Just there's little plays like that during the course of the game that will go unnoticed. Nobody will talk about them tomorrow. They won't be in the box score, but just little things like that that can turn a game. This could end up in points for the Redskins on this drive. The Rams should be fielding a punt right now.
Hornets running left. Inside the 35. Down to the 34. Tino Isamoah made the tackle after a gain of 5. Receivers, 2nd and 5. Bobble dropped by Randall L.
Clint Portis has got a lot of attention over the last few weeks with his play as a running back carrying the football. Watch him as a pass protector. Got to get up a little bit closer. If I could coach him up a little bit more on that. He only took a few steps and then he waited for the blitzer to get on top of him. Get as much separation as you can between your quarterback and who you want to block. But I tell you what, I've seen him on tape this season. I mean, he just stones guys. He comes up. He is a great pass protector in the backfield.
4 receivers for the Redskins. 3rd down and 5. Campbell had trouble with the snap. The ball is loose, and it's recovered by the Rams. Chris Long, the rookie out of Virginia, recovers the fumble. It's the 2nd Redskins turnover.
If you're going to eat $5, shouldn't you get your money's worth? Now, Quiznos has 6 delicious large deli favorite sandwiches for only $5 each. All toasted to perfection. Try the new $5 large Primo meatball today. Toasted, melted, delicious. Quiznos, love what you eat.
I'm a PC, and I am not alone.
I'm a PC. PC.
PC. PC. PC.
PC.
PC.
I'm a PC, and so is my mom.
And these are my grandchildren.
I'm a PC, and I teach them.
I'm a PC.
Oui.
Yo también.
Chula. What? I'm PC. I'm PC.
I'm a PC, just like BG.
We're all a PC, inseparably one.
You got a problem with that?
The devil is building his army.
You have to finish this.
Let's go find them.
Did you accomplish something?
Not tonight.
Max Payne, rated PG-13. Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Frost Brewed Coors Light. When the mountains turn blue, your beer is as cold as the Rockies.
Well, Tony's been talking about some tough snaps on the St. Louis side, but the Redskins have one here. Casey Robach gets it quick and to the left of Jason Campbell. Now, at that point, just fall on it. Don't let a bad play become a really bad play. Chris Long, very quick, very athletic. He's back there in the mix in the backfield, recovers the fumble.
Play action on 1st down, and then Bulger hits Jackson out of the backfield. Brett Smoot forced Steven Jackson out of bounds after a gain of 4. Late flag thrown in the defensive secondary.
There's no foul on the play for illegal contact. The quarterback immediately went out of the pocket.
Clarification from Walt Coleman.
Got to be in that tackle-to-tackle box as a quarterback to have the illegal contact called.
Rams could not capitalize on the first Washington turnover. They are in Redskins territory. 2nd down and 7. Jackson. Steven Jackson down to the 43. Haseby Plains made the tackle. 3rd and 2 coming up.
That was a nice job by HB Blades staying home. They had a fake reverse going around the outside, which is easy for a defensive end to bite on, but he stayed home. Wrapped up Steven Jackson right there. That was a nice play. We're down to 2 off the fake reverse to Dante Hall. Bulger throws, the catch is made, and then Fred Smoot recovers. It's rolled an incompletion. Klopfenstein did not hold on long enough. So it's an incomplete pass, and the Rams will punt.
Well, there was really only one thing you had to worry about on this play. They empty the backfield on 3rd and short. You have the motion come back. They try and sell you on a little bit of a reverse. Watch the reverse coming from the offense's right. There's a little fake handoff. Now, right now, I don't think everything is right. It looks as though Anthony Beck was slow getting out from that tight end spot. Mark Bulger wanted him right there, extends it a little bit, gets it downfield to Joe Klopfenstein, but he can't hold on to it.
Wonder if Jim Zorn thought about challenging whether or not it was a legal catch. It's a moot point now, as the fair catch is called for by Randall L. back at the 13.
Some old teammates reminiscing, Gary Stills and Dante Hall.
The new 375 horsepower Hyundai Genesis can go from 0 to 60 faster than a Porsche Boxster. Perhaps even more impressive is how fast it goes from 70 to 0, in case things get a little too exciting. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
It's been a fine Sunday. You did a whole lot of yard work. Then you came in for a bowl of Campbell's Chunky Soup. Chicken noodle. Nothing like lean meat protein after 2 hours of mowing. On the good stuff.
This summer, I spent an amazing day with Eli Manning.
Going 0 slot wide, 76 streak X shallow, alert, on two, ready, break. Good job, here you go.
What? He taught us how to grip the ball, catch, and even throw a fade route.
You just burp in here? I'm Eli Manning, and I'm part of the NFL's movement for an active generation. 1, 2, 3, play! For great play ideas, visit NFLrush.com.
There are things happening here I can't even begin to explain. And I am not going anywhere until I can.
When something strange happens,
We're supposed to believe the grandpa here was born 4 hours ago.
they're the ones to call.
It's not an exact science. It's not even science.
The fall's new smash hit is television's best.
You're not going to accidentally fry one of those pigeons.
Stranger things have happened.
That's his motto.
Fringe, viewer discretion advised. All new After House, Tuesday on Fox.
Redskins leading the Rams 7-3. Coming up next, second game of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Many of you will see the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals, or the Eagles and the 49ers. That's coming up following the Redskins and the Rams. Campbell going deep on first down. Randall L., the intended receiver. There is a flag. Ron Bartell, who was shaken up earlier, returned to the game. Bartell on the coverage.
No. Holding, 24. Defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I thought they were going to get him for PI with an arm bar. This flag came from the opposite side of the field for the hold. Got it. He's got it up inside there.
That was in a good spot. If you're going to hold, that's where you want to see it.
But you know what, Goose? He's got his head back. He's looking back at the ball. He's got his arm out there. Yeah, Ron Bartell's not happy with that. I think he's got a reason for a complaint right there.
Portis out to the 21-yard line. Tackled by Clifton Ryan. So the Redskins, who did not commit a turnover on offense over the first 5 games of the season, have coughed it up on their last 2 possessions. First the fumble by
Hopefully Howie's keeping an eye on the Redskins and Rams in our LA studio.
I would think he is.
Second down and 8. Campbell to the outside, intended for Moss. 3rd and 8 coming up. How about that score? Vikings 2, Lions nothing.
Lions nothing doesn't surprise me.
Lions, along with the Rams, the Texans, and the Bengals. 4 teams around the league still searching for their first victory.
I guess Vikings 2 really doesn't surprise you either. Trying to think about it.
They have 2 wins and they have 2 points today.
There you go. 2-2. Leading 2-0.
Double deuce. 3rd down and 8. Campbell steps up and takes off. He has a first down and more. Good job protecting the football as Campbell saw blue jerseys coming, made sure to get a second hand on the football. He gains 19 yards.
And one of the reasons they did such a good job up until this afternoon with the turnovers is just some drills that Jim Zorn worked with Jason Campbell. He'd have him drop back in the pocket and then throw bags at him to make sure his ball security in the pocket was good. But look at him, 2 hands, 2 hands. Now he pulls it down to run, but here comes contact, 2 hands again. Just fundamental techniques. We talk about the little things, the attention to detail. Jason Campbell has really done a good job of embracing everything that Jim Zorn is teaching him this year.
Here's Portis. We usually throw bags at Goose during our production meetings to make sure he's paying attention.
Or to wake him up.
Hardy, hard.
Sometimes we throw bags and he's not there anymore.
That's right. Studying.
He's in the film room.
I'd like to know what kind of film he's watching.
Cover 2, brother.
3rd down blitz reel.
You think Kurt Terry will let Howie narrate over the highlight of Chris's fumble recovery at halftime?
Nah, that's Terry's.
I guess Terry's like an uncle to Chris, right? They spent enough time together through the years.
Yeah, the interesting thing for Chris is I bet you he doesn't have to wait till the film study the next day. I bet you Howie's got a nice little critique of how he played, you know, that evening. Give him a little phone call.
That's a motor. See his motor right there. That's one thing, and that's why they drafted him so high. Is he never stops. Reminds me of Michael McCreary, who I played with in Baltimore. Guy never ever stops. He even played a little bit past the whistle sometimes.
just a fraction beyond the whistle.
Fraction.
3rd down and 4. The play blown dead.
Ball starts, 47, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Chris Cooley.
We talked about the turnovers that the Redskins and Jim Zorn have done such a good job with this year, but also penalties. And one of the things that he's very, very proud about his team coming into this game was the fact that they haven't done things to beat themselves. But I'd like to be a fly on that wall at halftime in the locker room if this stays at 7-3.
3rd down and 9. Deep drop by Campbell. Now he throws across the field to Lavelle Betts. And Betts is tackled at the 48, 2 yards shy of the marker. Gain of 7. So the Redskins now facing a 4th down and 2. Ricky Manning Jr. is the injured Ram.
And he's the guy coming on the blitz out here on the outside. Comes free. John Jansen gets locked onto the outside. He's got somebody coming clean, but Jason Campbell just very poised. I mean, very poised in that situation. He's got a blitzer who's come free right into his face. Does a nice job of just sidestepping him in the pocket, and there's that improvement that he feels he's done the best job with this season, is being able to go through the progression, knowing where his outlet receivers are going to be.
As part of the Redskins Charity Challenge program.
Let's see what happened to Ricky Manning on the blitz. Here he comes. He's the guy coming second, right in there as he comes up to Jason Campbell. And he pulls up right there.
Look at Jason Campbell, too, throwing on the run. That ball was a laser from down here, Moose. But not many guys in the league have that arm strength that he has. I mean, he's just fluid.
Darryl, you talked about the lack of depth in the Rams secondary. When Bartell was injured earlier, they're without Ty Hill. They released Brandon Condren this week, and now Manning limps off.
They're going to be thin. And again, more reason for this Washington offense to start testing that secondary of the St. Louis Rams in the second half.
Brooks getting set to punt for the third time today on his own 35. Another wobbly one. And it comes to a stop at the 17. Only a 34-yard punt by Brooks. Coming up later tonight on Fox, it's Game 3 of the National League Championship Series. The series shifts to Los Angeles. Phillies with a 2-0 lead. Phillies Dodgers 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, and high def only on Fox. And Phillies manager Charlie Manuel will send to the mound tonight a starting pitcher who is older than both of my partners, 45-year-old Jamie Moyer.
What are you trying to say?
What are you doing up here? Steven Jackson gains 3 before he is forced back.
London Fletcher's down here with his helmet off. He's going crazy with the official. He's saying he's got his helmet just ripped right off his head. He is putting it back on.
London Fletcher, the starting middle linebacker for the Rams when they won the Super Bowl back in January of 2000 under Dick Vermeil. Spent 4 years in St. Louis with Fletcher. 2nd down and 7. Jackson bouncing it to the outside, tries to turn the corner, but he's tackled by guess who, Deuce? London Fletcher.
London's still mad from the play before. He does a great job of going down the line of scrimmage and waiting for the opportunity to tackle Jackson.
And that's not Steven Jackson at his strength. He's a downhill runner. If you can get him to bounce, watch how many times they force him to bounce. There's Chris Horton getting him to bounce. Sean Springs gets him to bounce, and then London Fletcher chases him down from the inside.
3rd down and 5. Bolger saw something he did not like. Uses the second St. Louis timeout.
But you know what I think happened is that was really the first time we saw Torrey Holt in somewhere besides that exposition. We talked about it at the top. To be able to move him throughout the formation, give him more opportunities, they had to get him out of the X position. He was playing the Z position there, which is the split end. It's to the tight end side, so he can be off the ball and go through the formation in motion. But something that's brand new to him, it's going to be very difficult. And in that situation, Donnie Avery out there in the slot, walking in, number 17, was late getting to his spot. He did not get set. So that means Torrey Holt would have had to have done his motion and then come to a complete stop for at least a second before that ball could be hiked. So a good job by Mulk Bolger recognizing that they were going to have an illegal motion penalty if he didn't shut that play down.
Jim Hassel told us yesterday that Torrey Holt has never played the slot during his 10-year career. How difficult is it to learn?
It's, you know, in this system, not that difficult. This is a system that I played in Dallas. Every play, they tell everybody exactly what to do. He can handle it as a 10-year veteran.
3rd down and 5 following a timeout. Bolger was under pressure from Andre Carter. And the Rams forced to punt.
Travis Minor has just got to have a little bit better feel on this play. He lets Andre Carter go too fast, which allows him to get downfield too far. Watch him come this way and then in. He should stay there a little bit longer, get to the outside. Now he's right on top of the defender.
Looked like he stopped his feet and didn't run his route. He was waiting for the ball.
You know, I thought it was going to be like a little check down type route with a little chip on him, but I think he had a free release.
Randall at the 31. And again, good coverage downfield by the Rams on special teams. Chris Draft made the tackle, 47-yard punt. Only 2 on the return. So the Redskins get the ball back. 2:02 remaining in the first half. The only touchdown scored one play after a Steven Jackson turnover. Clinton Portis took it in from the 3. Josh Brown kicked a 51-yard field goal late first quarter for the Rams. No scoring here in the second. Redskins start from their own 33-yard line. Three-wide receiver set. Campbell on first down. Complete to Cooley. And Cooley leans forward. Looks to have a first down. Out to the 43-yard line as we hit the 2-minute warning. In our nation's capital, it's the Redskins by 4.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Visa. Go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
Hello?
I'm busy.
I said hello.
In there.
I got scared.
Grand Theft Auto 4. Out now for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 computer entertainment system. Coming soon to the PC. Rated M for mature.
It has 124 sound dampening innovations that help make the cabin as quiet as the flagship BMW and Mercedes sedans, which helps keep outside noises, well, outside. Introducing the new Hyundai Genesis. Find out more at genesis.com.
Right now, lease an all-new Hyundai Genesis for only $399 a month.
FedEx presents the Air and Ground NFL Players of Week 5. The Steelers' Ben Roethlisberger threw for 309 yards and 3 touchdowns, leading Pittsburgh to a win in Jacksonville. Clinton Portis led the Redskins to a win with 145 yards rushing and a touchdown against the league's top-ranked rush defense in Philadelphia. Vote for the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Week at NFL.com/FedEx.
The series that changed the face of television is about to do it again with an historic 2-hour event, 24 Redemption, Sunday, November 23rd on Fox.
Rookie Manning Jr., Rams injured quarterback, heading back to the Rams locker room.
And that puts up quite a dilemma for this Rams team. There's their only 3 cornerbacks left on the roster right now. You'll see, I wonder if Washington will ever try and get to a 4 wide receiver look. Right now, what they're running is, 3 wides with Cooley, a 2 tight end set. They're not doing everything to bring in Devin Thomas. It's a 2-minute situation. Let me go 4 wide right here and see what St. Louis is going to do. They've only got 3 healthy corners left for the rest of this game. Let me force their hand a little bit with a 4 wide receiver set.
And even if you put Devin Thomas out there, the rookie, use him as a decoy if you don't feel comfortable throwing the ball to him.
You got to have a matchup somewhere that benefits you.
Thomas split to the right, Moss to the left, Randall in the slot. Redskins keep it on the ground with Portis. Portis across midfield to the 46, a Redskins first down. And when you look at the 3 healthy cornerbacks, one of them, Bartell, was injured earlier. Another, Kraft, is on the street 2 weeks ago after he was released by New Orleans.
I mean, he knows Jim Haslett from their time together in New Orleans, but he's coming in to try and learn this system again. I'm sure there's a little bit of carryover and a little bit of memory from what he had down in New Orleans, but it's still going to be relatively new to him.
Cooley in the slot. To the right. Portis. Another big gain. Portis. All the way down to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, who needs to bring in 4 wide receivers like that, Goose? Just hand it off to Portis. He's ripping off 9-yard gains, 12-yard gains.
Especially against his defense, who's not finishing. We pointed it out earlier with not going and wrapping up on an outside pass, little short route. But right there, you just saw it too. You got to go and wrap guys up. Enough with the shoulders.
52 yards on the ground for Portis from the 34. Campbell rolling right. Penalty marker as Campbell steps out of bounds.
We're going to get John Jansen on a holding call against Leonard Little.
Holding, 66, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
No. That was on 76, unless they had 2.
66 is Pete Kendall, 76, John Jansen.
Here's John Jansen at tackle. Here's Pete Kendall at guard. We'll see if they both had it.
Looked like Jansen.
I don't know. Kendall was giving a little hug there, too. Could have been both, Moose.
We've got Jason Fabini in for Chris Samuels, too, and he got nicked up the last time the Redskins had the ball. There's 69, Jason Fabini coming out, playing left tackle.
Samuels was injured during that last series, but stayed in at the time.
Tough. This has been a tough first half for the Redskins.
Redskins 2 timeouts remaining. Campbell, Cooley, a diving catch, and Cooley hangs on to the football. A spectacular catch by Chris Cooley. 27 yards. And the Redskins use their second timeout.
Great job of concentration by Chris Cooley. Straight down a little hitch and go on the seam. Watch Jonathan Wade. I mean, he gets there right as the ball gets there. And Chris Cooley, great hands at the point of a catch. That's outstanding. Watch this. Catch, boom. I mean, his shoulder is coming right in, right on top of his arms.
Fourth catch of the day for Chris Cooley. Coming up, the Visa halftime report as Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will take you through scores and highlights. And the Fox Sports ticker will have all the latest stats. That's coming up during the Visa halftime report. I expect Howie to narrate the highlights from this game as his son Chris recovered a fumble earlier in the second quarter.
Unfortunately, St. Louis's offense unable to do anything with that fumble. It was out near midfield. They give it back to the Redskins with a little over 2 minutes to go, and they're about ready to give up points going in at halftime.
All 4 receivers on the field for the Redskins. They have 1 timeout remaining from the 16-yard line. Campbell's pass was batted, and it's caught by Kendall. He has it knocked free. And it's O.J. Atogwe heading back the other way. Atogwe is going to take it the distance for a Rams touchdown.
Oh, Jim Zorn is so prophetic. So prophetic. We sat with him on Friday, and he talked about, you know, kind of forcing the issue, becoming impatient, and he referenced the Houston-Indianapolis game from last week and how quickly a game can flip. Deflected ball. They've been lucky this season. They haven't had these bad bounces. Pete Kendall, you are not a running back. You're a guard for a reason. Don't take a bad play and make something worse out of it again.
We talked about it over and over again, Moose. You leave a team and let them just hang in there and linger, things are going to go bad. You got to take them out of the game. Now they got confidence. Now that sideline is all pumped up. They're going to go into half with a lot of energy. It's a whole new game.
Tough for Pete Kendall. It's such a reaction to catch that batted ball. You saw him bend down and think about putting it on the ground and then pick it up and take off. Wow, did that first half just flip real quick.
After the extra point was over, personal foul, grasping the face mask, 68 of the kicking team. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Yeah, it's so hard to explain to people. You're in the heat of the battle. This ball gets deflected. Pete Kendall's reaction is to just pick it up, try and do what he can with it. But you see right there, he's got the ball on the inside of his arm. It's just a completely unnatural position for him to be in. The ball comes loose. Oshimagu Atogwe picks it up, takes it down the sideline, the distance.
Second career touchdown for Atogwe. He returned it 85 yards, and the Rams, who have the lead, with a total of 82 yards on offense in this first half, but they are out on top following the defensive score, 10-7. What a bizarre play. The pass deflected at the line, caught by Pete Kendall, the Redskins left guard, and then he had it knocked free, and Atogwe takes it the distance. And it's rolling towards the sideline. I mean, it's in the short side of the field. There's such an opportunity for that ball to just kind of continue to roll and get out of bounds. When we asked Jim Zorn about the 0 offensive turnovers the first 5 games, he said some of it is good fortune. Well, a lot of bad fortune today as the Redskins have committed 3. Ron Cartwright forced out of bounds as time winds down. The question is, will they add a second onto the clock? It does not look like they will. So the Rams, for the second straight game, will take a lead into the locker room at halftime. They led the Buffalo Bills 2 weeks ago 14-6 at the half, but they were outscored 25-0 in the second half. One more look at the bizarre play. Rams lead by 3.
Utley and the Phillies have jumped out to a 2-0 lead. But Manny and the Dodgers look to turn the series around in pivotal Game 3 to keep their World Series hopes alive. The story continues. NLCS Game 3 tonight following football, only on Fox.
This is Dennis Elmer announcing the Priority Toyota Credit Relief Plan. Our primary lender has committed millions of dollars in new money to finance every Toyota we sell at 0% for up to 60 months. 0% on Camry, Corolla, Matrix, Highlander, RAV4, Sienna, FJ Cruiser, Sequoia, Tundra, Tacoma, and 4Runner. 0% on more than 1,400 Toyotas, all with Priorities for Life. Credit relief at 0% from the name that sells more Toyotas than anybody in Virginia. At Priority Toyota, Greenbrier.
Thelma Drake. It goes from bad to worse, repeatedly attacking Glenn Nye, attacks which have been discredited. The Drake record, tens of thousands in campaign cash from Wall Street and financial institutions, against curbing executive pay for failing companies, even against oversight of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Our pensions, savings, and homes are losing value every day. Thelma Drake. Wrong on Glenn Nye, wrong for our economy.
I'm Glenn Nye, and I approve this message.
Whoa, with stuffed crust pizza, you can't go straight for all that cheese in there. Start slow, enjoy the ride, and then, bam, you go for the big cheese.
Right. Bam.
Nobody stuffs the crust like Pizza Hut's Stuffed Crust Pizza. With loads of melty cheese stuffed inside that amazing crust. Specially priced at just $11.99. America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut.
You can get a free rate quote online or over the phone.
So what if I want to talk to someone at 3 in the morning?
Today, we find a gecko confronted by man's curiosity. No, that's no problem, mate. Geico's got insurance specialists available 24/7. Fascinating. You can buy a policy, change your coverage, report a claim. Remarkable. Hey, you do know I can hear you, right?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hampton Roads. You're watching Fox 43.
10-7, the United States Marine Corps Silent Drill Platoon on hand. A 24-man rifle platoon that performs a unique precision drill exhibition. The Silent Drill Platoon first performed in the Sunset Parades of 1948 and received such an overwhelming response that it soon became a regular part of the parades at Marine Barracks in Washington, D.C. A look at the pregame flyover. The 4-1 Redskins, the 0-4 Rams. It's the Rams with the lead at the half, 10-7. Second half action coming up. First, the Visa halftime report.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL and the 2008 Visa Inside Pass NFL Sweepstakes. Fox Thursday's gonna rock.
The Republican National Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
House, who he is gone.
Your dad died?
House, call your mom. What are you, my mom? Will House be able to cope? Didn't even like the man.
If there's anything I can do...
You're right. I don't think I can sleep alone tonight. And will facing the truth...
I don't care that you didn't like him.
...push House to reveal a secret he's been keeping for 40 years? Don't do this. All-new House. Viewer discretion advised. Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
The curve X has the curve Y as its asymptote. That means that...
When all you want are the stats to know it all.
Here's Tony Romo looking.
When you want the best highlights, anytime, anywhere.
Down he goes.
Parker breaks past.
When all you want is double coverage.
And Willie Parker is piling up the yardage.
Up-to-the-minute fantasy stats, online video highlights, and NFL Game Center. When all you want is football, go to NFL.com.
The Visa Halftime Report is sponsored by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Life takes Visa.
Welcome to the Visa Halftime Report. Kurt Menefee along with Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy as we get you caught up as to what's going on so far in Week 6.
All right, Jim Haslett, interim head coach of the St. Louis Rams. He watches as Clinton Portis, leading rusher in the NFL, takes it in off tackle 3 yards out. Skins go up on top of the rim, 7-0. Then Campbell back, sets up, steps up. Ball then is defended. Pete Kendall, the guard, scoops it up. He fumbles. O.J. Otagwe. Yes, he takes it and goes a long way.
O.J. Otagwe.
Anyway, 75 yards. There it is. 10-7. Rams on top of the Skins at halftime. Chicago at Atlanta. Matt Ryan, young rookie quarterback for the Falcons, having a sensational rookie year. Hands off to Michael Turner. Oh, is he strong? Yes, he is. Does he break tackles? You know he does. 23-yard run, led to a field goal, 6-0. It is the Falcons over the Bears. 9-3, though, is your halftime score. Atlanta on top. Carolina at Tampa Bay. Geno Hayes comes inside, blocks the punt, picks it up, and then takes it 22 yards for the touchdown. Buccaneers 7-0 over the Panthers. And then later on in the first quarter, Garcia play action at the goal line, crossing route to Alex Smith, his tight end. It's 17-3, Tampa Bay on top of Carolina. Raiders at New Orleans. My guy Drew Brees, my Saint, getting them going. Toss it back to Reggie Bush. 2 punt returns for a touchdown the other night. This a little sprint out to the left. It's a 10-3 Saints on top of the Raiders score.
And how about the Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings? It looks like a baseball score as they start the second half.
Ravens at Indianapolis. No one throws more touchdown passes to this receiver, Marvin Harrison. That's Manning down the sideline to Marvin Harrison. It's a takeoff or a goal route. 67-yard touchdown, 7-0 Colts. And then if you've got one guy that can catch it, boy, if you've got two, and they do, Reggie Wayne then takes a 22-yarder, 24-0 Colts all over the Baltimore Ravens. Cincinnati at the Jets. Brett Favre, come on down. Out of the eye, at the goal line, into the flat. Nobody throws more short touchdown passes than Brett. Thomas Jones on the receiving end of this 2-yarder. 7-all. It is the Jets and the Bengals. Thomas Jones then from 7 yards out. 17-14 Jets. Halftime score over the Cincinnati Bengals. Then Miami at Houston. Flea Flicker, Chad Bennington, then to Patrick Cobb. 53-yard touchdown. Dolphins on the road leading 7-0 over the Houston Texans. And then Miami punts. Jacoby Jones returns it 70 yards for the touchdown. Miami on the road with their 2-2 record. They lead Houston 14-13. That now in the third quarter.
Michael, let's get back to this Redskins-Rams game. The Redskins came in with no offensive turnovers on the season. They've got 3 in the first half today. A little too confident against this bad Rams team?
The Rams are playing like they expected to win. I mean, the Rams that came in just kind of hoping to win. The Redskins are playing like they expected to win. 3 turnovers. The only reason the Rams are in the game because offensively, they can't get anything going. So, big thing, turnovers hurting the Redskins right now. Rams going to wake up. Washington better be careful.
Yeah, I'd say it's a scary game for a team like Washington. To get a team like the Rams in there, 0-4, struggling. Got them at home. It's certainly a letdown game for them. But when you think about it, the 3 turnovers, Washington has 7 points off of a St. Louis turnover. It's a 3-yard run. Not an impressive outing in the first half. I expect Washington in the second half to just pound the ball.
Yeah, one thing about this league, when you lose focus, when you think you're going to have an easy win, that's exactly when they jump up and bite you and you lose a ball game or at least have a tight game.
Hard to turn that switch on, isn't it, Jimmy? You turn it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Then Jimmy's off your bandwagon. They lose this game, he's off.
Yeah.
On, off, on, off. Second half is on your screen right after this.
Enter the 2008 Visa Inside Pass NFL Sweepstakes. When you make a purchase with your Visa card between now and December 31st, you're automatically entered for a chance to win a trip for 2 to Super Bowl 43, the NFL Pro Bowl, and a 2009 NFL playoff game. The more you use your card, the more chances you have to win. Life takes Visa. Romo and the Cowboys take on the Cardinals. Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader action continues later today.
Okay, Mrs. Green, we've appraised your car, and here's our offer to buy it. Now, you can sell us your car today, or if you want to think it over, this offer is good for 7 days.
Don't I have to buy one of your cars to get this?
Nope. We'll buy your car whether you buy a car from us or not.
So you really mean it when you say I can have some time to think it over?
Of course.
And you're not going to hide my car keys so I can't leave or anything?
Got them right here.
Cool.
CarMax, the way car buying should be.
Consider this. Your 99-cent double stack is actually appreciated in value. How so? Well, can I have $1? Sure. Now can I have your double stack? No. Hey. Teacher, student.
Wendy's Double Stack Cheeseburger is 99 cents that tastes like more. One of 3 way better 99-cent sandwiches on Wendy's Super Value menu.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
With today's hectic pace, life can move pretty fast. Now there's a way to escape the everyday chaos. Escape the high price of gas. Escape the congestion. A way to get where you're going without the stress. The Max. Make your commute the best part of your day. Visit GoHRT.com for routes and schedules.
Due to mounting interest charges and bank fees, Hall Automotive must move excess used car inventory from our lots now. Announcing the Red Dot Clearance. See massive Red Dot Clearance savings. Up to 50% off original MSRP. 2,000 late model low mileage vehicles. Save thousands. Shop pre-owned compacts, SUVs, even luxury sedans and full-size trucks. See a Red Dot? Save a lot. Up to 50% off. Drive to any Hall location or click hallauto.com to see a full listing of vehicles.
Hampton Roads. You're watching Fox 43.
Capture the excitement of Redskins football with a complete history of the Washington Redskins.
Play action fake. Williams going up top. Got Sanders on the fly at midfield. He's gone.
Revisit all the great stars and unforgettable moments in this exciting 2-disc set. Available on DVD Tuesday at NFLshop.com and wherever DVDs are sold.
Visa. Go on, live life. And remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
The first half numbers with the Rams leading the Redskins 10-7. Redskins, no offensive turnovers coming into the game today. 3 in the first half.
Well, don't panic. You saw right there over 200 yards of offense in the first half. The big problem, they're putting the ball on the ground. Had not done that all season. 3 offensive turnovers in the first half. They dodged the bullet on the first 2, but right here at the end of the first half, with an opportunity to take the lead, the big one. Deflected pass, fumbled by Pete Kendall. Oshimago Atugwe picks it up, takes it to distance, and they go in at halftime down 10-7, but they've really dominated play in the first half. So keep it in perspective. Don't panic. You heard the guys at halftime. Hey, the Redskins are going to come out. They're going to stay with what they have. They're going to come out, pound the ball with Clint Portis. No reason to panic. I mean, it's your own miscues that cost you in the first half.
Sean Sweezum kicks off to Dante Hall. Hall from the 10. Cuts to the outside. And crosses the 40 before he is forced out of bounds at the 42. Jim Haslett, first game as head coach. He's not the interim head coach. He's the head coach of the St. Louis Rams. What do you think he told his team?
Well, I think he's got to be very excited where they're at right now at this position at the end of the first half. He also knows that they've got to play better. They've taken advantage of 1 of the 3 turnovers that Washington gave them. They came in, they wanted to be able to try and force some turnovers. Who would have thought you'd been able to do it 3 times in the first half? They got 7 points for it, but this offense, now the Rams defense played a very nice first half. This offense has got to pick up their end of the bargain.
Good starting field position for Mark Bulger on the Rams from the 42. Inside handoff to Jackson. And Steven Jackson gains 7 out to the 49-yard line. First half fantasy numbers for the Redskins. Jason Campbell, 12 of 19, 126 yards. Portis 52 and a touchdown. Chris Cooley leading the Redskins with 4 receptions. For the Rams, only 82 yards of total offense in the first half. First down and more for Jackson. Finally tackled by Rocky McIntosh at the Washington 42.
Well, we had a play in that first half where they had Steven Jackson on the outside, kind of bounced him, forced him to stay lateral to the line of scrimmage. Now, these first couple of plays, that's where you've got to get Steven Jackson comfortable. He likes to run downhill, doesn't like linemen pulling out in front of him. Keep him between the tackles, keep him downhill.
Rams without fullback Brian Leonard, suffered a shoulder injury earlier. Dan Trotter in the backfield, and he leads the way for Jackson. Bounces it to the outside, but runs right into the waiting arms of Marcus Washington. Loss of 2 on the play. Michael Strahan said during the Visa halftime report, Rams coming into the game, we're hoping to win. Skins expecting to win.
Oh, absolutely. That was the whole dynamic. I mean, this team has got a tremendous amount of confidence. It's one thing to come into the game expecting to win a game, you should, but then to come out and have that first half the way that you played, turning the ball over like you haven't done all season long. Now we get to see how the Redskins handle a little bit of adversity.
Bulger is intercepted, and then it's dropped. London Fletcher thought he had control and then lost it.
Well, Mark Bulger is so lucky. You can't do this. We talked about him having to have that pocket in front of him so he can step up. He's throwing this one, drifting back, off his back foot, a little bit of pressure in his face. There's 4 Redskins right there. I don't know what he's thinking. He's gotten away with 2. He should have had 2 interceptions on that same in route.
The one thing from down here he's not doing, he's not moving enough in the pocket to find the throwing lanes, Moose. The open throwing lanes so he can see guys like London Fletcher in the backfield.
3rd down and 12. Penalty marker. And the play blown dead.
Full start, 81. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
It's on Holt.
Well, somebody we thought was going to be a factor in the game today, moving him throughout the formation. We've seen it one time, and they had to call a timeout because they couldn't get the play called.
Only 1 reception, 5 yards for Torrey Holt today.
And they just had that with a 5-yard penalty, so he's at 0. He's even. 5+ yards, 5- yards.
3rd down and 17. Rams must get to the Redskins 32. 4 receivers set. Bulger dumps it off Jackson. Jackson inside the 40. And tackle, nice play again, Chris Horton. Keeping Jackson from picking up a first down, a gain of 13.
I thought they had a chance to convert and get the first down. Chris Horton, watch him on this play. Here he is in the middle of the field. Try and keep your eye on him. This is a good screen setup. There's a missed tackle by London Fletcher. Now you've got linemen out front. Steven Jackson coming in. Look at him fight through that block and get across the face and make the tackle on Steven Jackson. That's a heck of a play by Chris Horton.
Only 3 players were drafted after Horton. He was the 249th pick in the 7th round.
I can't figure out why. Not the way he's played to start this season.
This is just typical Jim Haslett right here. But they're going to go to timeout, guys.
Rams set up to go for it on 4th and 4. But they used their first time out of the half.
All right, your fare is going to be $69.
Wow, it's not bad. That's it?
Yeah. Oh, and give me $25 for a bag fee, $15 for a booking fee. Why don't you just give me your whole wallet? Give me the whole thing. Give it to me now. Give me. Is there a problem?
Yeah, but that's more than you said it would be.
Hidden fees are the other side of some low fares. But on Southwest Airlines, what you see is what you pay. Low fares, no hidden fees.
The Michelob family of beers have won a ton of awards at American beer festivals.
It's really the reward for the brewmaster of a job well done.
Pale Ale, Meritzen, Amberbach in particular has won all kinds of awards.
Look at that. That's just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's really nice to go up to the beer festivals and get recognized for your hard work. We love the awards, but most of all, we love our beer.
There's a family behind the Michelob family of beers. Michelob, crafting a better beer.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Journey with the most innovative features. Third-row seating, DVD player and gaming outlet, 5-star crash test rating, and the best fuel economy in its class. It's the crossover that's ready for anything. The all-new Dodge Journey. If you can dream it, do it.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. By Dodge, introducing the all-new Dodge Journey. If you can dream it, do it. Dodge Grab Life. By Saints Row 2, the video game, of Tuesday. And by Campbell's Chunky, official soup and chili sponsor of the NFL.
Rams going for it on 4th down. Fourth and 4. Bulger with time. He throws and the catch is made for a first down. And taken to the 29-yard line by Torrey Holt, only his 2nd reception today.
It was funny, guys. He was in the huddle during that break, yelling at the defense of the Washington Redskins, telling them, I'm going to get a first down. That's why we have a camera on him right here. You got to like it, Moose, when guys talk junk and actually get it done to get the first down.
Yeah, as long as you can back it up, go ahead.
That's it.
I tell you, you know what? We talked about Torrey Holt not having a big day. That was a big play right there, but we've got to pay off Carlos Rogers. I think he's matching him anywhere he goes on the field.
Jackson. Steven Jackson down to the 21, gain of 8 as we check in with Kurt.
Well, your Rams looking for their first win, so too are the Detroit Lions. And how about Dan Orlovsky starting in place of the injured John Kitna, getting his first career touchdown pass in the hands of Calvin Johnson. He held on to it long enough. It's a score, and the Lions have a 10-2 lead over Minnesota. Back to Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
How about that score? 10-2. Dan Orlovsky out of the University of Connecticut.
I hope Detroit can hang on. I sure do like Rod Marinelli. Tough to see him have the start to the season they've had this year.
2nd and 2. Jackson inside the 15, down to the 12. And for the first time today, only the 4th time all season, Goose, the Rams are in the red zone.
I'll tell you what, Steven Jackson does a great job of a cut. Watch right here. Stop it right there. See how he came back inside, runs right between his 2 guys right there. And that was the lane. That was a beautiful play. Both linebackers had a shot of him. He just moved a little bit, So both of his offensive guys with their backs to each other, that's where where it's going to pop. He did a great job of vision right there.
Minor in the backfield, Avery in the slot. 1st and 10 from the Redskins 12. Travis Minor. Hit initially by Chris Morton. How many times have we mentioned Morton's name today? Was the Redskins' last draft pick, and arguably he's performed better than all of the others.
He sure has. I mean, game-changing plays with turnovers so far this season, and you get a lot of notoriety for that, but when you really sit down and watch the entire game and see all the different plays he makes, boy, he's a great run stuffer. He's always around the ball when it's in the secondary.
Already has 3 interceptions this season. He had 4 his entire collegiate career. 2nd and 12. Bulger fakes. Now he throws, looking for Holt in the end zone. Good coverage by Rodgers.
Carlos Rodgers has drawn the straw to follow Torrey Holt all around the field. What a great job. That's just great film study, great preparation, kind of a little bit out of position at the end, at the point of the catch, but he doesn't move 1 inch on that double move by Torrey Holt. He kind of leans to the inside like he's going to take the post. He did not fool Carlos Rodgers at all.
Third down and 12. Low snap. Steven Jackson inside the 10. Jackson hard to bring down, but he's tackled at the 6-yard line. So the Rams will send out the field goal unit after Jackson picks up 8.
Not a bad play call right there. Conservative, sure. It's 3rd and 12. You pointed it out, Kenny. That's only their 4th time in the red zone all season. The fewest appearances by any offense in the league. You want to come away with points. In the first half, you didn't play all that well. Your defense really carried you. They've come out in this second half, took the opening possession, and put together a heck of a drive. Let's make sure we get some points off this.
25-yard attempt. Brown hit from 51 earlier. So the Rams, the bad news, they only put 3 on the board. The good news is they picked up as many first downs on that drive, 3, as they did the entire first half.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Journey with the most innovative features. 3rd-row seating, DVD player and gaming outlet, 5-star crash test rating, and the best fuel economy in its class. It's the crossover that's ready for anything. The all-new Dodge Journey. If you can dream it, do it.
No.
You can't have them all.
Yes, I can.
It's not
What
fair.
is
going on? Mark's hogging all the new minutes.
We have a ton of rollover minutes. Use them.
Yeah, but his are new.
You know, not everyone gets to keep their unused minutes.
Can't believe he gets all the new minutes.
Is this new or old?
I can't tell.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't hear you. What?
Only AT&T's Family Talk with Rollover saves your family's unused minutes. It's the best value around. And now add a line for just $9.99. Get our exclusive LG Shine for only $49.99 and get one free.
This Tuesday, get all the action. Go, go, go! Excitement.
Don't want to go that way.
And adventure. With Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Own it on DVD and Blu-ray this Tuesday.
When all you want is a Thursday night thriller.
Favre, 3-step drop, fires it to Lavernius Coles. Touchdown.
Unbelievable. When all you want are the best matchups.
Where is everybody?
Peyton throws deep for Dallas Clark. Touchdown, Coles.
When all you want is one more reason to get out the grill.
And here come the Chicago Bears.
When all you want is Thursday night football, watch NFL Network.
Rams received the second half kickoff, drove downfield, held on to the football for nearly 7 minutes.
That was an impressive drive to start this second half because they really didn't do anything to help out their team in the first half. They had the critical fumble down inside the 5 that led to points for the Washington Redskins, and other than that, never really got into a flow. So a good way to start this second half. Keep it in there.
Cartwright takes a knee. Redskins offense on the field for the first time in the third quarter. They trail the Rams by 6.
Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, let's go.
This summer, I spent an amazing day with Eli Manning.
Going 0 slot wide, 76 streak X shallow, alert, on two, ready, break. Yeah, here you go.
What? He taught us how to grip the ball, catch, and even throw a fade route.
You just burp in here? I'm Eli Manning, and I'm part of the NFL's movement for an active generation. 1, 2, 3, play! For great play ideas, visit NFLrush.com.
Step back. Work to be done. Everybody put on your best straitjacket.
Investigating our bizarre world requires a professional, brilliant, world-class scientist.
He is insane. Are you sure this is going to work?
Of course not. Embrace the madness.
Do you have an idea what this may be?
Yes.
Do you feel like sharing?
No.
Fringe. Viewer discretion advised. All new After House, Tuesday on Fox.
Family Guy is transported to World War II. A raft? We're cruising! All new 1 week from tonight on Fox.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Jim Haslett told his club there would be 92,000 fans at the game today.
I don't think he meant that kind.
Well,
no.
Maybe not. 1st and 10 Redskins. Their first offensive possession of the second half. They turned it over 3 times in the first half. Campbell to the outside. First down, Antoine Randall. He makes the catch for a gain of 13.
Good start for this offense, Goose. You know, a lot of composure right there. And we've talked about this team mimicking Jim Zorn and his patient approach, not to get too far swinging one way or the other.
That Washington Redskins offensive line, Casey Raybock in the middle. I'll tell you what, they're doing a great job of stoning those guys on the line of scrimmage.
Chris Samuels back in as Portis takes it out to the 38. Samuels replaced by Jason Fabini late in the second quarter. Samuels back in at left tackle. Now I'll pose this question to both of you. Howie Long during the Visa halftime report said he expects the Redskins to pound the ball in the second half. What do you think?
Well, that's what they've done the last 2 weeks in their win at Dallas and their win at Philadelphia. It's really been the offensive line and Clinton Portis, especially last week against Philadelphia, who was the #1 run defense in the NFL going into that game. So it would not surprise me if they came out, and not saying it's conservative, but it is a strength of this team in their running game.
2nd down and 5. Redskins fake the end around to Thomas, set up the screen to Cooley. Cooley gains 4 yards out to the 42-yard line. So it will be 3rd down and 1.
Randy Thomas getting up slow on that play right there. That offensive line is banged up a little bit. I'll tell you what, if they do decide the Redskins to go and pound the ball, Rick Venturi, who was my coordinator when I was at the Colts, will go and do some line stunts up front to go and throw some blocks either way. He doesn't want to go and have these big Redskins offensive linemen pounding on his defensive line.
Betts in the backfield, 3rd down and 1. Sellers shifting. Campbell, take it down. Back at the 37-yard line by Victor Adeyanju. His 2nd sack of the season, a loss of 4 on the play.
Victor Adeyanju just comes totally free on that play. No one even blocked him.
One of the things that this team has done, he's going to come from the inside right there. Todd Yoder, the tight end releasing, number 87. You'll see him come in off the left side right there. Makes an adjustment, gets right down on Jason Campbell. Again, showing his ability to hold on to that ball. Very easily could have been another turnover by the Redskins.
Good kick by Brooks. forcing Hall back to the 10. Well, Dante Hall with a good return, still on his feet, and finally tackled at the 44-yard line by Chris Horton. A 34-yard return by Hall after a terrific punt, 51 yards by Brooks. So Bulger, Jackson, and the rest of the Rams offense out on the field. They lead by 6.
All right, you're shipping. All right, you're shipping. What are you doing here? Well, I'm proving a point, which is, well, some package delivery companies have you duplicate everything to fit their networks. Right. But when you ship packages with UPS, there's just one bill, one network, and one driver. And that really simplifies the process. Exactly. It's not just your shipping. It's more efficient shipping with UPS. Hey, you want to grab some lunch? No, I got a split.
This is how you enter the App Store. And this is how you browse over 1,000 new apps. And this is how you download one, right to your phone. And this is when you realize this is going to change everything.
With big ideas that grew and grew and grew.
The Chrysler Town & Country, with 25 highway miles per gallon, fuel economy that's unsurpassed by any minivan.
With big ideas that grew and grew and grew.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Dante Hall, 2 big returns this half. Returned the second half kickoff 32 yards. Rams started on the 42-yard line. And now a 34-yard punt return. They begin on the 44.
And you had a feel that he was going to have a big day today.
And now Bulger airing it out on first down. No flags. Fred Smoot on the coverage. Pass intended for the rookie out of Houston, Donnie Avery.
We'll take a look at this on that return by Dante Hall. There's the Rams bench getting up, getting all excited. Know they've got good field position. And here's the third down play that led to that punt.
Momentum, Moose. One side has it, and that's the Rams, and the other side is looking for it, and that's the Washington Redskins.
There's Adeyanju, who sacked Campbell moments ago. 2nd and 10. Pump fake. Bulger spins, throws, hits the tight end Klopfenstein, but Marcus Washington was right there to tackle Klopfenstein for a loss of 5.
Now, Mark Bulger's just got to throw that ball away because Marcus Washington has read that play. He's already beaten Richie Incognito to the spot. Nobody is going to block 53. He's in a perfect position to create a negative play, throw it into the ground, and at least be 3rd and 10.
Instead, it's 3rd down and 15. Rams have to get to the Redskins 46. Bulger uses another timeout. So the Rams with 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, down to 1 timeout remaining.
I love steak, man.
Enjoy your steaks, gentlemen.
Is this it? You didn't order?
Oh, valet's getting mine. I'm not a steak guy anymore, you know? There it is.
Triple steak burrito.
See, I'm more of a triple steak kind of guy.
Oh. Taco Bell's new triple steak burrito. Steak, and more grilled marinated steak. There's steak night, then there's triple steak night.
Triple steak guys, that's what we are. In here.
Rated M for mature. Saints Row 2 in
team.
Legend has it, Rocky Mountain miners knew how to celebrate with get-togethers called banquets. Their beer, Coors. They called it banquet beer. Brewed with Rocky Mountain water and only the best high country barley for a full-flavored taste. Savored by generations since 1873. Times have changed. Coors never will. Coors, the banquet beer.
Fox Tuesday.
Your dad died?
We're facing a tragedy. Push House to reveal a secret he's been keeping for 40 years.
Don't do this.
All New House. Viewer discretion advised. Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Clinton Portis scored the first touchdown of the game, but for the Rams, 13 unanswered points since.
Goose, that looks like a position you put somebody in out there on the wrestling mat when you were wrestling when you were young.
Yeah, it does. That's a hip pointer right there, it looks like to me, Moose. You know how that hurts.
Third and 15 for the Rams following the timeout. Bulger in trouble. Down he goes. Sean Springs with his first sack of the season.
Washington trying to say that they have the ball. There's Sean Springs going in motion with Joe Kloffenstein. As soon as he stays in the block, he's off to the quarterback. So he comes across in man-to-man defense. As soon as the tight end locks up in protection, he's free to go to the quarterback.
Looked like the ball came loose after Bulger's knee hit the ground. So the Rams send out their punting unit. Donnie Jones back at his own 20. Randall from the 17. Penalty marker is thrown. As Randall is tackled at the 25-yard line by one of the top special teams players in the league over the last decade, Gary Stills, a 54-yard punt, 3 on the return.
During the return, holding 22, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, we've seen Carlos Rogers working on Torrey Holt in pass coverage, working on special teams out here against Stanley. It's physical out there, Goose. I mean, it is an absolute war. You get that double team as a forcer on punt coverage.
I'll tell you what, man, that's an art, though. I'll tell you, blocking those guys is an art. You got to know when to hit them, know when to lay off. You saw in the background when we showed that replay, that official's got his eyes on you all the time. You got to try and get away with a little bit, but you got to make sure you don't get in there and get too much stuff and get a penalty.
Clinton Portis replacing Liddell Betts in the Washington huddle. Many of you will see the Cowboys and the Cardinals up next. Arizona has won their last 5 home games dating back to last season. Big win over Buffalo last week, 41-17. Cardinals all alone in first place in the NFC West. They lost a game here 3 weeks ago. Redskins following it up with wins in Dallas and in Philadelphia. They trail the Rams today 13-7 as Portis takes it out to the 13-yard line, gain of 4 on first down. Aside from the turnovers, the 3 turnovers the Redskins have committed, what else looks different from a Washington standpoint than the last 2 weeks?
Hard to say. I don't see the sense of urgency. Tony's talked about it a little bit on the sideline, but also on the field. There's just not that sense of urgency. And we had him a couple of weeks ago in Arizona, and it was there. It was evident.
Portis across the 15, under 4 minutes to go in the third as we check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt?
All right, Lions and Vikings. And watch this play. This is Gus Ferrara hooking up with Bernard Berrian. But keep your eyes down by the numbers and watch the blow that Adrian Peterson delivers to Springham for an 86-yard score. 10-9, Detroit holding on right now in the third quarter. Back to Kenny Moose and Goose. And what a shot from the best running back in the league there.
The MVP of last season's Pro Bowl. Remember, that game was 2-0 at one point. 10-9. Campbell loses the football. And this time, Randall able to fall on it.
I tell you what, Goose, we talked about them going to the four wide set. They've done it twice. They did it at the end of the first half. They had the fumble return for a touchdown. They did it again here. Leonard Little beats John Jansen around the corner, gets the sack fumble. Now, that was the concern when they made the change at the right tackle position. They felt that Stefan Heyer was more athletic, was a better pass protector, didn't want to give up any cheap hits on their quarterback. John Jansen over the last 2 weeks has done a good job, but he struggled a little bit today against Leonard Little's speed.
Brooks punting out of his end zone. The good news is he keeps it away from Hall. The bad news is the Rams will start in Redskins territory.
I tell you what, when you have your teammates yelling at you as the punter going off the field, it has been a prolonged situation where you have not executed to your abilities. And we had them in week 3 up here against Arizona, and it continues to be an issue with Durant Brooks and his punting.
Jim Zorn said this week Brooks must improve his height, his hang time, and his distance. Not much else you can potentially work on.
That's about all there is, Kenny.
He's catching the snap well, Goose.
And he looks pretty good. I guess his looks are okay. He doesn't have to get a haircut or anything. But I'll tell you what, he put him right in field position here for this is almost an automatic 3 points.
Jim Haslett going ahead with Lee Torrance on the sideline. There's that salty old coach.
Officially a 26-yard punt by Brooks. From the Redskins 33. Quick out to Torrey Holt. And Holt takes it down to the 27-yard line, a gain of 6.
Oh, that's just a nice play. Carlos Rogers can't say enough of what he has done this afternoon. It's really been him against Torrey Holt, man-to-man. A quick little pop to the outside. He's out there all by himself with all that open space, and he limits him to a 6-yard gain.
I know they want to get the ball in Torrey Holt's hands, but at some point you got to go to somebody else on the field.
2nd and 4. Again, it's Holt, Goose. Carlos Rogers was right there.
You know, Carlos Rogers just has him covered so well. You know, you're getting 1-2 yards on the play. I mean, that's not good enough. That's really not good enough. You got all these other receivers. See right here, he just goes right inside, tries. Carlos Rogers is not missing tackles. He's wrapping up, doing all the things right. You got to go to other receivers on the field. You got to spread it around. That's what Washington has done. That's why they've won over the last couple of weeks, is they spread it all over the field, and it's hard to defend.
Penalty markers on 3rd and 2 and some extracurricular activity.
There's Richie Incognito, Moose.
Yeah. Well, 3rd and 7 now.
68. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Approach 1 minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. Rams lead by 6. 3rd down and 7. Walter fires. The catch is made by Holt, but he's stopped 3 yards shy of a 1st down.
Well, it shows you what the false start penalty by Richie Incognito does. It puts you back into 3rd and 8 into that area. You can bring max pressure and force that ball to come out quick on an adjusted route and just rally up and make the tackle, and it's 4th down.
Instead, it's Josh Brown now to attempt a 44-yard field goal. 2 for 2 today. Brown from 44. Straight through.
I tell you what, Jim Haslett needs to have a talk with Richie Incognito right now, because I don't know if this one is on the Rams or against the Redskins in a retaliation, but every time they have kicked a field goal or an extra point, there's something going on. We saw it at the end of the first half. Goose, you saw it on the last one. We'll have to see what they decide here.
I'll tell you what, Richie Incognito, he's trying to get into the heads of the Washington Redskins defensive linemen and linebackers by going and hitting them after the play. I mean, he's trying to stay within the bounds, but he's going to get called. It's going to hurt the Rams. Richie Incognito is going to hurt the Rams at some point for playing, I don't want to say dirty, but a little bit outside the box.
Well, he just hurt him on that 3rd and 2 when he jumped off sides on that series. We'll have to see what they decide.
Personal foul, Preston in the face mask on the defense after the play is over. Field goal is good. We will penalize 15 yards on the kickoff.
That's one thing you can't let a player like that do, is get in your head and mark you, so you're only worried about him and not playing the game. Richie Incognito right here. He goes, he comes up, you see he's going to push, he's going, they got the face mask. Right there. I mean, you just can't let him get in his head. And he does a good job of getting his hands up, so he gets a penalty on the Redskins.
And then he's told to get out of here.
Well, like Goose said, if he starts playing like that and he's not playing smart, there's nothing wrong with being tough, with being physical, but you got to be smart. And right now, Richie Incognito is walking that fine line between being a physical guy and a tough guy and making a play that's really going to hurt his team. I mean, they put themselves in a position here at this point of the game, which I don't know if they even thought they could be in. I didn't think they could be here at this point. Washington should have been able to handle their business today against St. Louis. St. Louis has played well. Richie Incognito, if he doesn't get his emotions under control, has the potential to make a play down the stretch that could cost this team.
Goose, what would you say to a Richie Incognito type player if you were out there against him in a situation like that?
That's a nice thing about playing on a great defense and knowing you're going to get an interception at some point. Because when that interception happens, he better have his head on a swivel.
No, Goose, you wouldn't be looking somebody up, would you?
Oh, it'd be nice. Come on, Moose. That's an opportunity of a lifetime. Offensive linemen sometimes, you know, they're nice and reserved, and they go out there, and it looks like they're not doing much, but they definitely go. And, you know, just watching Richie Incognito down here remind me of a couple guys that I've played against that, you know, everybody gets their shot. And you just don't take those cheap shots that I'm seeing him do out there right now.
Defensive players never take cheap shots, right, Darryl?
No, never. You know, the bottom of the pile when there's a fumble on the ground, those defensive guys are very cordial.
Redskins start from their own 20. Split quarters, games 3. And that should take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 2 Rams field goals in the 3rd. But the Redskins have owned the 4th quarter this season. They will have to again today because they trail by 9. Fox NFL Sunday will return after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
Fox Thursday, when the Yanks take on the Bama Boys, they'll battle the holes and make beautiful music together.
The hole in the wall, make sure you don't fall.
Dude, just stick to the holes. Hole in the Wall. A new hour Thursday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Whoa, with stuffed crust pizza, you can't go straight for all that cheese in there. Start slow, enjoy the ride, and then, bam, you go for the big cheese.
Right. Bam.
Nobody stuffs the crust like Pizza Hut Stuffed Crust Pizza. With loads of melty cheese stuffed inside that amazing crust. Specially priced at just $11.99. America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut.
I'm Thelma Drake, and I approve this message.
Glenn Nye's ads.
I support drilling for oil right now.
Right now? But Nye said this with his liberal friends.
I don't support offshore drilling. I don't support offshore drilling.
Glenn Nye is not being honest. Glenn Nye has told the truth on one thing, though. He'd raise our taxes and gas prices. Glenn Nye, dishonest ads and higher taxes.
I don't support offshore drilling. I don't support offshore drilling.
You can get a free rate quote online or over the phone.
So what if I want to talk to someone at 3 in the morning?
Today, we find a gecko confronted by man's curiosity. No, that's no problem, mate. Geico's got insurance specialists available 24/7. Fascinating. You can buy a policy, change your coverage, report a claim. Remarkable. Hey, you do know I can hear you, right?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hampton Roads. You're watching Fox 43.
You can see right there what the Redskins have done in the fourth quarter. Time of possession, just controlling the ball, running Clinton Portis, taking time off the clock, the point differential, the turnover margin. They have owned the fourth quarter so far this season.
They trail the Rams by 9, 16-7. Clinton Portis. Portis picks up a first down out to the 33-yard line. Ron Bartell finally made the tackle after a gain of 10. On the other side, Darryl, as we check out Portis' numbers today, he has the Redskins' only touchdown. The Rams have been outscored in the fourth quarter this season, 56-10.
Well, they're trying to reverse a lot of trends, and they've done a good job through three quarters. And Jim Haslett had him running sprints and did some conditioning work at the end of practice. He said the fourth quarter conditioning would not be an issue anymore.
Off the play fake to Portis. Campbell gets rid of it, and it's caught in Rams territory by Antoine Randall at the St. Louis 44, a 23-yard pass play.
Jason Campbell had all day back there in the backfield, Moose.
He really did. If you give him that much time, he's going to be able to find somebody who's open down the field. Antoine Randall in motion on the deep square in route, gets his separation from Ron Bartell there, and that protection up front allows that play that takes a while to develop. Jason Campbell the time to find him.
5 straight completions for Campbell. This is Portis. Another big run by Clinton Portis. Down to the Rams 35 as he gains 9.
Well, they've started off this drive like a team that expects to win this game.
Victor Adianju twice now has gotten hooked on the outside to the inside, and that made a big lane outside for this Washington Redskins offense. Man, got to have outside leverage, Moose. Even you know that, right?
Oh, absolutely. Got to have that contained, especially somebody like Clinton Portis who loves to run on the edge.
Liddell Betts picks up a first down and more.
I don't understand what they're doing. Leonard Little, the same thing on that play. He lined up inside. They had him double teamed. There's no edge on this defense.
12-yard pickup for Betts. That's Ron Milas, the secondary coach. He calls in the signals for the strong safety, Corey Chavis. Penalty markers prior to the snap.
Full start, 87, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Tight end Todd Yoder.
Well, they were really on a roll. I mean, just, great tempo in and out of the huddle, up to the line of scrimmage, getting some big plays. It just kind of takes you out of your momentum right there. Yeah, exactly, Coach. I mean, you could just feel it. They were rolling. They were getting their confidence back. And you're like, man, you cannot have something trivial like a 5-yard penalty.
I mean, they must see something on the right side of that defensive line for the Rams. I'll tell you what, they ran there 4 times, right where you see Leonard Little right there on the outside.
From the 28, Liddell Betts. Betts inside the 25-yard line. Gain of 3. Clinton Portis checks back in. Portis with 86 yards and a touchdown. Redskins scoring their only touchdown after a Steven Jackson fumble. First and goal on the 3. Portis took it in, but that has been it. As far as Redskins are concerned, they trail the Rams. The winless St. Louis Rams 16-7. Second and 12. Play fake. Campbell wrapped up. Down he goes back at the 30-yard line. Tino Samoa with the 4th Rams sack of the game.
Goose, we got another one. This has just been really good defense by both sides. This time, it's Tino Samoa, number 50 right here. Watch, he's in coverage. Okay, the tight end locks up to block. Now I'm going to go. We've seen that a couple times by both defenses. You've got somebody in man-to-man coverage. They lock on to block. You're free to the quarterback.
Rams had only 7 sacks over their first 4 games. They have 4 today. 4 wide receivers set. Throw down in 17. Campbell to the near side. James Thrash, but not even close to a first down. He gains 9. So the Redskins will send out the field goal unit.
A 3rd and long situation. You rush 3. You drop 11 into coverage. You challenge Jason Campbell to find somebody open to make enough yards for the first down. Going to be very difficult when you've got 8 people dropping back in to cover all those zones.
Sean Sweezum out to attempt a 39-yard field goal. He hit 3 from 40 or longer in Philadelphia last Sunday. The holder is Durant Brooks, the Redskins punter. On the left hash, Sweezum from 39. It is good. So after the Rams scored 16 consecutive points, Redskins have cut the St. Louis lead to 6.
October is Ford Truck Month, and just announced, get up to $7,500 cash back on Ford F-150 and Super Duty pickups, America's #1 selling trucks. And now, during October only, get up to $7,500 cash back. The most towing, the most payload, and now up to $7,500 cash back on select F-Series models. It's October, and it's Ford Truck Month, the best time to buy.
Work's so crazy right now. Fashion Week's
What? What? Reflect your style. Get the new Ultra Sleek LG Shine. It's this season's hottest accessory, designed to move you fashion forward. Get our exclusive LG Shine for only $49.99 and get one free, only from AT&T.
What?
I was going to say to try not to look like a cop, but I don't think there's any chance of that.
Don't miss Fox Tuesday, the biggest night on television, with an arresting new house.
Make it fast. I don't want to miss the Academy search.
Followed by the new smash hit, Fringe.
Step back. Work to be done. Everybody put on your best straitjacket.
All new house, all new Fringe.
This is fun, isn't it?
It all starts Tuesday at 8/7 Central. So new, so Fox.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Ford. Drive One. By Budweiser. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. And by Pizza Hut. Get loads of melty cheese with a stuffed crust pizza only from Pizza Hut.
St. Louis Rams looking for a victory in Jim Haslett's first game as head coach. He was the NFL Coach of the Year back in 2000 with the New Orleans Saints. Replaced Scott Linehan 13 days ago. And the Rams have a 16-10 lead following the Redskins field goal. They drove 9 plays, 59 yards. Dante Hall's had a couple of big returns today for the Rams. He awaits Sweezum's kick. Angled away from Hall, but out of bounds. So the Rams will start on the 40.
Ball replays 40 yards from the spot of the kick. First down at the new 40.
I tell you what, right now, both the kickers for the Redskins making it easy for this Rams offense, giving them great field position to start their drives.
There are moments in life worth savoring, friends worth savoring, and now a new beer worth savoring. Introducing Budweiser American Ale. Dry hopped and top fermented for a full-bodied taste and bright hoppy finish. It's not just a new beer, it's a whole new ale. New Budweiser American Ale.
If you're gonna eat $5, shouldn't you get your money's worth? Now, Quiznos has 6 large deli favorite sandwiches for only $5 each. Try the new Primo Meatball today. Toasted, melted, delicious. Mmm, Quiznos.
Now, the wait is over. Iron Man. Own it on 2-disc, DVD, and Blu-ray today.
October October is Ford Truck Month, and just announced, get up to $7,500 cash back on Ford F-150 and Super Duty pickups, America's #1 selling trucks. And now, during October only, get up to $7,500 cash back. The most towing, the most payload, and now up to $7,500 cash back on select F-Series models. It's October, and it's Ford Truck Month, the best time to buy.
At our recent offsite, I picked up this juicy tidbit. SAP has software for mid-sized businesses. Trust me, it's juicy.
Boy, we've seen a lot of little plays, just simple little things. Sean Sweezum knows he made a mistake right there. That kick out of bounds gives the Rams 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. The little things.
I don't like when those kickers always smile after they do something wrong like this.
I think it was a grimace. I don't like it.
From the 40, Bulger did not find anyone. Down he goes. Back at the 37-yard line. Anthony Montgomery breaking through. Second Redskins sack.
Good coverage again by this Redskins defense. We've seen it all day. I like the play call. Aggressive on 1st down. The Washington Redskins not fooled. They get great coverage, which allows them to get to Mark Bulger.
London Fletcher looked like he was spying on Mark Bulger there, getting his hands up so he couldn't see downfield.
2nd and 13. Steven Jackson cuts to the outside. Jackson out to the 44. Gaining 7 on the play. Jason Taylor made the tackle, so 3rd down and 6 coming up. Rams average starting field position, Darryl, in the second half, their own 48-yard line.
And that is unusual for this team because they had one of the worst starting field positions coming into this game. You give somebody an opportunity for success like that, eventually they're going to cash in on it. They've been able to get a couple of field goals this half with that great field position.
The only Rams touchdown scored by their defense. Rams unable to get the snap off. Play clock wound all the way down. And the Rams also have only 1 timeout remaining.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
You wonder if Jim Haslett thought about calling timeout. He can call timeout from the sidelines, but it would have been their last.
Oh, I think they're going to need him later on. Here comes Eddie Kennison in motion. Watch, he gets all the way to the inside. He's trapped. He's actually going to start going backwards. There's a miscommunication between the center and the quarterback. In a loud stadium like this, in the shotgun, he's going to lift his heel to let you know he's ready. I think he missed the signal. Nick Leckie never saw the heel come up.
Third down and 11. Another flag. Bulger escapes. Bulger looking for the chains. He has a 1st down. And then takes a hard hit at the end of the play. Bulger hit hard by Kareem Moore, the rookie out of Nicholls State. He gains 13 yards, but there was a flag thrown at the beginning of the play.
This is just here's a microcosm of the Rams season right here.
Illegal formation on the offense. Number 70 is not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Little things, little things, little things. They will get you beat if you keep doing them. Alex Barron's not on the line of scrimmage. This great effort by Mark Bulger to get the 1st down is coming back. He dives for the 1st down, takes a big hit. Congratulations, 3rd and 16.
Rams moving backwards on this drive. A sack, a penalty. They started on the 40, now back at their own 34. And the crowd on their feet. 9th Rams penalty of the game. Empty backfield. Bulger on 3rd and 16. Looking for Jackson. Pass was behind him. Rams will punt.
And he had to get rid of that ball earlier than he wanted to because Chris Horton, number 48, is coming free again on the blitz. Here he comes from the left side of your screen. Defensive end upfield. He comes right underneath. Nice job by Chris Wilson and Chris Horton coordinating that little blitz right there.
Randall L. back deep for the Redskins, who trail by 6. High snap. Jones. Good kick. At the 11, Randall L. Runs it to his own man, Kareem Moore. That hit by Moore may have been harder than the one on Mark Bulger a minute ago. 55-yard punt, 17 on the return.
The all-new Ford Flex not only holds 7 people, but also gets a surprising 24 miles per gallon. And when a crossover can do that, the world takes notice. Discover the all-new Flex from Ford. Drive one.
Does everyone know what this is? Well, it's a lemming. From now on, we're not going to be lemmings. We're going to be leaders. Well, here's a good example. We switched to FedEx Ground, which has the fastest ground service to the most businesses in the U.S. So, Jim, what are we?
Leaders?
Yes. Nancy, what are we?
Leaders.
Yeah. Ow.
It's a process.
Relax, it's FedEx. When all you want is to see the games you missed on Sunday.
For Colston, touchdown! Just like that, the Saints are back on top. A little more often than he did.
When all you want is expert analysis.
Enough cover two to be a very effective defense.
I said the same thing last week.
With the lead.
Right.
When all you want is a date with Thursday Night Football.
That was awesome.
Totally. When all you want is football.
The Dodgers look to get back in the series against the Phillies. NLCS Game 3 tonight following football on Fox.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Lowe's. For all your home improvement needs, Lowe's. Let's build something together.
Ricky Manning Jr., Rams quarterback, injured his ankle earlier, can only watch with his defensive mates on the field, looking to maintain the Rams' lead. Campbell on the bootleg, complete to Randall L. And he's tackled by Jason Kraft after a gain of 4.
Just a good decision by Jason Campbell right there. You get out on the bootleg. You've got Antoine Randall L. right there. Just take the positive yards. This is a huge opportunity for this team. They have played poorly. They have not played nearly as well as they have up until this point this season. But they're one touchdown away from taking the lead. Just stay with the course. You've got a coach, Jim Zorn, follow that mentality that he's always done.
Hornets, big hole, first down and more, into Rams territory, finally tackled by Otagwe after a huge gain, 29 yards, Clinton Portis.
What a great job by the guys up front, because Clinton Portis never broke stride. Watch it, it's coming right here, and he's never going to deviate. Just straight ahead. Pete Kendall does a great job getting up on the linebacker level. There's nobody there. He almost takes away the angle from Oshimago Otagwe.
Third consecutive 100-yard day for Portis.
And he has just been a beast in the second half over the last 3 weeks.
Portis running right behind Mike Sellers. Under 7 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Redskins led 7-0 early. Rams took a 16-7 lead. Redskins with a field goal earlier in this quarter. 22nd 100-yard day as a Redskin for Portis, who now has 123. Betts in the backfield, 2nd and 2. Lavelle Betts, who's also had a nice afternoon. That's this time games just one. Will Witherspoon made the tackle. That's shaken up. Portis comes back in. Dell Betts 32 yards on the ground. Gained 129 the last time he faced the Rams 2 seasons ago. Back in a moment.
Hey.
Oh, hi. You know, it's pretty quiet. I think I'm just going to take my lunch now.
At Lowe's, you can refresh your home with the same style of items you'd find in a specialty store.
Is this the right price on that lamp?
It sure is. For a lot less.
What'd you get at Lowe's? Chainsaw. My husband's a logger.
Lowe's, let's build something together. Use your Lowe's consumer credit card and pay nothing for 12 months on any purchase of $299 or more.
Whoa, with stuffed crust pizza, you can't go straight for all that cheese in there. Start slow, and then, bam, you go for the big cheese.
Right. Bam.
Nobody stuffs the crust like Pizza Hut Stuffed Crust Pizza, with loads of melty cheese stuffed inside that amazing crust. Specially priced at just $11.99. America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut. Join Pizza Hut in supporting the World Food Program.
Mr. President, what place do you think you have in history?
In history? In history, we'll all be dead.
You may find yourself in a beautiful house.
Fiasco.
You may ask yourself, how did I get here?
Ruined Bush name.
Dead my life.
Has he been imbibing something I don't know about?
Yeah, devil.
Oh!
Enhanced interrogation techniques. You mean like pulling out their toenails?
Josh Brolin is W. Rated PG-13. In theaters everywhere Friday. Before the new season begins in January, 24 returns.
The trees now move!
With a special 2-hour television event.
I'm in a gang!
24 Redemption. Sunday, November 23rd on Fox.
Well, Betts injured on the last play.
Yeah, I mean, good to see him walk off the field, but kind of one of those things where I wish he wouldn't have walked off the field. Watch the left leg, hyperextends right there. Hopefully that's all it is, but I can always remember back when I played, William Floyd, a fullback for the San Francisco 49ers, hurt his knee and walked off, did more damage to the knee as he was walking off, along with what had happened on the hit. So in those situations, you know, give me your shoulders. Let me get off the field. Let me keep that leg up. And hopefully it's not as bad as it looked.
We're down at 1. Portis. Portis has a Redskins first down. Needed 1. 5. So Jim Haslett's defense has allowed only 1 touchdown today. It came on a very short field. Dating back to last season, the Rams have allowed 30 or more points in 7 consecutive games. No NFL team has ever allowed 30 or more 8 games in a row, and the Rams have held the Redskins to 10.
Yeah, well, hopefully that streak's going to end unless something really, really crazy happens here in the last 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Penalty flag as Portis runs right down to the 22-yard line. Portis gaining 5 more. Walt Coleman. Busy afternoon for his crew.
Illegal motion. Number 82 was on the line of scrimmage and was in motion. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's Randall L. And with Betts out, Rock Cartwright has checked in on offense for the first time today.
You know, they have the luxury of being able to go 3 guys down. And a couple of seasons ago, they had some injuries, and Rock Cartwright came in and was the starter for a while. Played very, very well. The Washington Redskins have one of the deepest backfields in the NFL.
4 wide receivers. It's Cartwright. And Cartwright tackled by Leonard Little. Short gain as we check in with Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles. Kurt.
While the Rams try to hold on for their first win of the season in your game, Cincinnati trying to get its first at the Meadowlands, but not going to happen. It looks like they're down big as Thomas Jones has scored 3 touchdowns, and the Jets lead it by 12. Back to Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
Jets wearing their throwback uniforms once again, back to the days of the New York Titans in the early 60s. Did you hear the guys in the pregame show mention Eric Mangini's wife gave birth this weekend? Zach Brett. As in 5. As Campbell throws it into the ground.
That's a smart play right there. And we talked about Mark Bulger earlier in the game coming out on a screen pass with the screen well defended and putting it in a position where the guy's going to make the catch. You trust your quarterback. You've got your back turned to the defense. If he's throwing you the ball, yeah, you're going to catch it and you're going to try to make something out of it. Right there, Jason Campbell knows that that play is not going anywhere. It's dead in the water. Throw it at the feet, line up, and let's try and find something on 3rd and 13, 3rd and 14 that works.
Something better.
Well, you know what, Goose? In the last series, they had a 3rd and long. They rushed 3 and dropped 8. This time, the St. Louis Rams bring pressure, and Jason Campbell makes some play. Clinton Portis, great pickup. I mean, he just stones the linebacker, Will Witherspoon, on the blitz. Now you got man-to-man coverage across the board. Jason Kraft gets turned around. 1st and goal, Redskins.
Jim Zorn calls timeout. 1st and goal coming up from inside the 2. Redskins have sent out their jumbo package, an extra tight end in Todd Yoder, and a defensive lineman, Lorenzo Alexander, we've seen this before, is out as an extra blocker as well.
Well, you got your goal line package. You bring in the big bodies down here when you get in tight. Hopefully they'll leave Mike Sellers at fullback. He's a big guy anyways. He could probably play offensive tackle in the NFL. So you got him leading the way. You bring in some extra tight ends, a defensive lineman.
Redskins offensive players in the huddle asking for quiet from the crowd. Redskins trail by 6. Under 4 minutes remaining.
They've had a lot of success behind John Jansen.
And Portis will run right. Takes it to the goal line. Touchdown, Clinton Portis, his 2nd today.
Good call, Goose.
Yeah, they've been hitting that right side of the line all day, and they just the Rams just can't stop it. And, if it works, you know how that is, Moose. If you see something working with an offense, they're going to go back to it until you stop it.
Sean Sweezum for the lead. Redskins by 1.
They never panicked. Last week against Philly, they went down 14 early. They hung in there. They stick with their plan. This week, kind of a different scenario. Kind of their own fault that they found themselves down. An upstart team with a new head coach trying to turn things around. But the quiet confidence, the poise, the patience of Jim Zorn that's kind of integrated itself throughout this team. They never panic. They never waver. They hang in there. They get their first lead since very early in this football game, 17-16.
The big play, the 30-yard reception by Antoine Randall. I was about to ask you before the play, but we ran out of time. It was 3rd and 14. If the Redskins don't make the first down, Do you go for it on 4th down, or do you kick a field goal and hope that your defense take the Rams offense off the field quickly?
Well, most times I would say kick the field goal, get the points, keep it a one-possession game to tie at least. But with Jim Swarn, you never know. I mean, he's shown a propensity a couple of times this season already with the game hanging in the balance in the 4th quarter to go for it on 4th down.
Porter's 43 yards on that drive. He's rushed for 129. Jason Campbell, by the way, now 201 pass attempts without an interception, extending his franchise record. 26 attempts today, no picks. Redskins did commit 3 first-half turnovers, all fumbles. Dante Hall from the 4. Ball down at the 23. So with 3:40 remaining, the Redskins lead the Rams by 1. Coming up, many of you will see the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals, who have won 4 of their last 5 at home over the Cowboys.
Well, Kurt Warner trying to convince all those Arizona Cardinal fans out west not to sell their tickets to Dallas Cowboy fans. And it is true. When we used to play out there, it was like an extra home game. A tremendous fan base out in the Arizona area. We'll see if these Cardinal fans show up with all their red like Kurt Warner asked them.
Redskins dominating in the 4th quarter once again. As we've seen the last couple of weeks, Steven Jackson across the 30 to the 31. A gain of 7, 3.5 remaining. Rams have only 1 timeout left.
Well, Steven Jackson has played very, very tough today. I mean, every yard he's got has been challenged. He very rarely has had an opportunity to get into any type of open field running.
Jackson, 19 carries, 80 yards. 2nd down and 3. Bulger, the pump fake, hands it off to Jackson. And Jackson is brought down at the 32-yard line. Gain of just 1. So a 3rd and a long 2 coming up.
Well, that's something you don't see. I mean, usually if you stick an arm out to stop Steven Jackson, he's going to take your arm with him. And on that one, I don't know who it was, but they got an arm into the hole and really was able to slow Steven Jackson down.
Looked like he was cutting to the outside. Moose, we saw him go lateral. A lot of times he's not that kind of runner. You want to see him go downhill. That's when he's going to run through those arm tackles.
Bulger on 3rd and 2. Throws complete for a first down to Donnie Avery, and that quiets the crowd. Avery gains 12 out to the 44-yard line.
Mark Bulger very calm in the pocket. That's the best I've seen him this half in the pocket. Everything kind of broke down. He didn't panic, stood there, quiet feet, got the ball down the field for a first down.
We have hit the 2-minute warning. Rams looking to get into field goal range for Josh Brown. They trail by 1. 17-16 Skins.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV.
We only got 1 room left, but I doubt you'll want it.
Why not?
It's a dead zone. Can't get your calls, your precious emails. It's like you don't even exist.
I've got the Verizon network.
You good? Oh. The towers are kind of scratchy.
We test America's largest 3G network every day. Verizon Wireless. Get the exclusive pink BlackBerry Curve, now just $99.99.
On taxes, who's on your side? John McCain pledges hundreds of billions in corporate tax breaks, billions for oil companies. But for 100 million households, nothing. And McCain's health plan would tax benefits for the first time ever, meaning higher income taxes for millions. Barack Obama, no tax hikes on any families earning less than $250,000, and 3 times as much middle-class tax relief as McCain for the change we need.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
When a crossover can get 24 miles per gallon and take 7 people along for the ride, suddenly the whole world changes.
Change.
Discover Flex from Ford. Drive one.
14 if you care to nitpick. And Randy Moss's 14.
When all you want is to never miss a highlight. The best online highlights are on NFL.com.
2 minutes remaining. Redskins by 1. Rams on the move from their own 44. Bulger throwing downfield, and it's broken up by Carlos Rogers, who's done a terrific job today, matched up against Torrey Holt.
He has done a fantastic job. Whether they've tried to throw the ball quick underneath, deep down the field, stretching it, Carlos Rogers has been there every time.
Here's Josh Brown right hit there. This week in practice, he kicked a 61-yarder. That red mark right there should put him about where he needs to be. Just outside the 40 to go and be able to kick a field goal.
The hit from 51 earlier today as Jackson is bottled up by the combination of Horton and McIntosh.
I've seen that too many times. You're not going to fool Greg Blosh, and this Redskins defense showing him that same look over and over again. The one thing you can't have in these situations is negative yards. And that's exactly what they had on that play. We've seen that little quick pump to the bubble screen. A lot of different variations. Most of the time it's coming on that inside draw. Yeah.
Rams are at the wrong 41 right now.
Josh Brown's just hoping he has an opportunity to get a kick.
Loss of 3 on the play. 3rd down and 13. Bulger firing downfield, looking for Donnie Avery. He makes an adjustment and makes the catch at the 16-yard line.
Huge play by Avery. What a beautiful catch.
Lee Torrance is out there right now. Fred Smoot is on the sideline with his helmet on the side. Watch the adjustment, the underthrown long ball. Lee Torrance never gets his head around. He never finds the ball. Donnie Avery is looking back the entire time. By the time Lee Torrance gets his head turned, Donnie Avery has already undercut him and put himself in a position to make that catch.
43 yards, longest reception of Avery's career. We're under 2 minutes, so any reviews come from upstairs. Walt Coleman will head over and take a look at the reception.
He's got it pulled to his chest. He comes out of it. He's got to maintain possession all the way through the catch when he hits the ground.
It was ruled a catch on the field, so there must be conclusive evidence the other way if Coleman were to overturn the call.
It has gone up to the booth for a review.
I don't think there's enough conclusive evidence to overturn it.
We haven't seen anything yet.
If it stands, it's a 43-yard pass play, and the Rams will have 1st and 10 on the Redskins 16. 39 seconds remaining, 4th quarter. Redskins trailed entering this quarter 16-7. They've scored 10 unanswered points and lead by 1. Cowboys Cardinals coming up next. Some of you will see the Eagles and the 49ers. NFC East teams have only lost 1 game outside the division. The Eagles to Chicago.
And the 2 NFC East teams that have played, St. Louis, have handled them rather easily. We had Philadelphia in the opener, 38-3. The Giants, tight game in the 4th quarter that they pulled away in late. It's a crazy league, Goose. I mean, we talked about it at the top. The Washington Redskins go into Dallas. They go into Philadelphia. 2 huge wins in the division on the road.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. The completed catch. 1st down.
We also talked about it, Moose, about if you keep a guy in the fight, you never know what you're going to get, and that's exactly what the Rams did. Washington never took the Rams out of this game. They let them linger, hang around, and this is what you get. You get all of a sudden your back's against the wall. They need a field goal to win this game. You can't go and let a guy just linger around. You got to go for the knockout punch, something Washington did not go with early in this game.
We welcome those of you who have just joined us. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Redskins lead the Rams by 1. 39 seconds remaining. Jim Zorn just called timeout. The Rams led 16-7 entering play in the fourth quarter. Redskins have put 10 on the board. And the Rams now with a 1st and 10 on the Washington 16-yard line.
And it was the Steven Jackson and the Rams fumbling early on. A one-play, 3-yard drive. Clinton Portis goes in. It's a 7-0 lead. But then the Washington Redskins, who hadn't turned the ball over all season long, have 3 in the first half. Here's the big one right at the end of the half. Deflected ball caught by Pete Kendall. He puts it on the ground. Oshimago Atugwe takes it back. A 10-7 lead at halftime. They get 2 field goals in the third quarter to go up 16-10, but there's Clinton Portis on the last drive for the Washington Redskins, taking it in 17-16, and we just finished a big Mark Bulger to Donnie Avery 43-yard pass completion to get it first down here for the St. Louis Rams.
Rams 0-4, playing their first game under new head coach Jim Haslett. As you mentioned, Darryl, Redskins commit their first 3 offensive turnovers of the season in game number 6. Clinton Portis has both Washington touchdowns, and the Rams will now run the clock down before they send out the field goal unit. More extracurricular activity. Jim Zorn will use another timeout.
Yeah, somebody get Richie Incognito out of there so he doesn't get a 15-yard penalty and it becomes a much longer field goal.
Clock stops, 35 seconds remaining. Rams want to wind it down as much as possible and not give the Redskins another chance.
Washington, 30-second timeout.
There's Josh Brown. He's hit from 51, 25, and 44 yards out today. 6 game-winning field goals in the final minute of regulation or in overtime. Tied an NFL record with 4 of them 2 years ago with Seattle.
They got a flag.
Kenny, I would say that's their biggest addition in free agency, Josh Brown, this offseason.
He's been terrific.
Something just happened. I mean, Steven Jackson went running over to Jim Haslett and his coaches on the sideline. We've got a flag on the field.
Richie Incognito has been right in the middle of some of the extracurricular throughout this game.
I love how you say extracurricular activities. He's brawling out there, Kenny.
I'll spell it for you, too.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, 68, offense, 15-yard penalty.
Wow.
Still second down.
We welcome another new audience. Redskins lead the Rams 17-16. Watch number 68, Richie Incognito, just called for a 15-yard penalty that will force the Rams back as they look to set up
Unbelievable.
for a game-winning field goal.
Unbelievable. You jaw with the players, but you don't jaw with the officials. We talked about this, Goose, how long ago?
In the first quarter, I think it was. He was scrapping down here on the field, hitting guys late, putting his hands in their face, ripping off face masks. And you called it, Moose. You said it's going to cost them in a serious situation, and it doesn't get more serious than this. You got 35 seconds left on the clock. We get a field goal to win, and now you're backing your kicker up for a longer kick. I mean, it doesn't get worse than that.
You had a 32-yard field goal, which has now become, well, what would it be, Kenny? Where are we at?
50.
50. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Richie has certainly not been incognito today. Jackson. Steven Jackson down to the 31. As the clock continues to wind down. Rams have 1 timeout remaining. Redskins do not have a timeout. There's Incognito on the bottom of the pile.
He's going to have his teammates are going to put duct tape over his mouth.
2 big penalties today called on Incognito. And the Rams will use their final timeout with 2 seconds remaining. Ball is between the 31 and the 32. So it will be either a 49 or a 50-yard attempt. Brown this season has hit from 54 twice, from 51 earlier today. The punter, Jones, is the new holder, replacing the injured wide receiver Dane Looker this week. Jones takes a knee at the 39, so it will be a 49-yard attempt for the win. Redskins look for their 5th consecutive victory. Rams looking for their 1st of the season. Josh Brown from 49 yards out. And Brown's kick has the distance. It is good. The St. Louis Rams win Jim Haslett's first game as head coach. Their first win of the season. Redskins dropped to 4-2 as we send it to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
Okay, thank you, Kenny. The potential for another great finish going on in Atlanta. Falcons lining up for a 47-yard field goal attempt with 1 second left to try and knock off the Bears. Let's go to Atlanta and Tom Brenneman.
Smith, Thomas Dimitroff, Arthur Blank, and